FoxNews.com.
I think it just brings back those memories.
Fox News, I'm Chris DeMeo. Peace talks taking place in Turkey today, though Russian President Vladimir Putin won't be attending. That's not a shock to President Trump.
I actually said, why would he go if I'm not going? Because I wasn't going to go. I wasn't planning to. I would go, but I wasn't planning to go. And I said, I don't think he's going to go if I don't go. And that's turned out to be right.
The president's remarks during a breakfast meeting with business leaders in Qatar. House Republicans pitching the president's one big beautiful bill. One Republican says he won't vote for it.
We're sitting staring at $36 trillion in debt. It'll be $56 trillion even if I get everything I want. So I've got to go fight to reform Medicaid so we can stop funding the able-bodied, stop the blue state money laundering, and restore fiscal sanity for the American people.
Congressman Chip Roy appearing on Fox's The Will Cain Show. America's listening to Fox News.
What is the Safe Haven Law? In New Mexico, you can bring your infant up to 90 days old to any Safe Haven site without fear of being criminally charged. This includes hospitals, fire stations, and police departments. Monica Kelsey, founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes, has worked diligently to provide 3 baby box locations for your convenience. Hobbs's Baby Box is at Fire Station 1, 301 East White Street. Carlsbad's Baby Box is at Fire Department Station 1, 401 South Halegueno Street. Roswell's Baby Box is at their Central Fire Station, 200 South Richardson Avenue. Remember, if you can't make it to one of these Safe Haven Baby Box locations, you can take your infant to any hospital, police department, or fire station. No shame, no blame, and no names. Visit shbb.org for more information.
Hey folks, Brian Bruce here at Mustang Country Chevrolet in Denver City. Tired of waiting for service? Our service department is open and ready to take care of you today. Call, click, or come by and let us help you so you can keep rolling. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. Together let's drive to Mustang Country Chevy, 604 West Broadway in Denver City. Your road to savings as big as Texas.
Hey, man, turn that down. Where's my keys?
Hey, what's the rush?
I'm headed to the JC to sign up for some classes.
What's the hurry? We barely graduated.
I heard classes are filling up.
So what, you're gonna be a scientist or something?
Man, I could be a welder, police officer, barber, or maybe even a nurse. They make bank.
Yeah, right.
They even have audio and video classes for you.
Really? Hold up. Let me get my keys and I'll drive.
Just roll on out to New Mexico Junior College and register at nmjc.edu today.
Storage units available now from JSM Storage, LLC, with 3 convenient locations in Midway, Dexter, and Hagerman. A local family-owned business, JSM Storage makes it easy for you to get the extra space you need. 5x10s just $30 a month, 10x10s $60 a month, and 10x20s just $120 a month. Find them online at jsmstoragellc.com or call and ask about getting your first full month of rent for free today. 575-361-1721. That's 575-361-1721.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500, 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
At Coffee Drilling, LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling, LLC. Over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Get ready. for the American Legion Post 7 Spring Fishing Derby this Memorial Day weekend. They've stocked the waters, and hidden among them are tag catfish, including one worth a whopping $1,000. But wait, there's more. Bring your best fishing game because the biggest bass hauled in will snag a great prize. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a first-time caster, this is your chance to reel in the big one. For just a $20 donation, you'll support the local American Legion Post 7, and kids under 12 fish for free. It's family-friendly fun for all ages. Sign-ups begin May 23rd at 1 p.m. at the scenic Lower Tansill Dam, kicking off 2 full days of fishing fun on Saturday, May 24th and Sunday, May 25th. And trust them, there are plenty more tag fish and exciting prizes just waiting to be hooked, including the biggest catfish worth $500. A special shout-out to the core sponsors, Varco Electric and Silver Bullet Trucking. This message is proudly brought to you by the Carlsbad Lodgers Tax, supporting local events and tourism.
Southeast New Mexico weather. Good morning. The forecast says we go down to 285 on this Thursday after a front has pushed through the area. Temperatures at 87 degrees in Roswell, with 90 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, and 84 degrees in our radio studios in Lovington. Now, Lovington temperatures by Friday about 86 degrees, with Roswell closer to 89 degrees, almost 90 degrees. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Brilliant. Gay. Interesting.
Smart.
Silly. Rocket ship. Weird.
Cruel. Like a dreamsicle?
Corn pudding.
Be careful what you wish for.
You are listening to Planet Earth's greatest morning show.
Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Welcome to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford in Hobbs, New Mexico. Home of the lifetime Permian powertrain promise. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, with the largest selection of parts for heavy trucks and semis. Call or text now. 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Text line brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Hit the damn button.
Thank you.
Today is Thursday.
What are Thursdays?
Feeling frisky, especially on Thursdays.
Thursdays are for me.
Beautiful. Now, can we all please get back to work?
I can't work Thursdays.
When do you work?
Well, I'm something of a famous radio personality.
I'm a radio host.
I work at radio.
That's not a real job.
That's not a real job.
Radio people are the coolest.
We're mass communicating. All right, let's do this.
Now we begin.
All right, kids. It's showtime.
And good morning to you. Text line this morning, 877-396-W105 if you want to be part of the show. Being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Find them at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto and Truck Parts. Yeah, they are your Napa dealer. They have the largest selection of big truck parts in southeast New Mexico. Find them Avenue D in Lovington. And, of course, broadcasting from the End of the Mountain God studio and being powered by our friends at Permian Ford, the big combination sale going on right now. That's on Grimes, right? Combination sale?
Is
it Grimes?
Yes.
Grimes
they're at Toyota
and
right
right where Navajo and Joe Harvey.
Right across from the new Walgreens.
Yeah, and cat a corner from Home Depot.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a vehicle, go there. You can find all the brands under the Permian umbrella. It is pretty cool. By the way, question of the day, I didn't talk about that. Best TV theme song of all time.
Oh.
I would love to hear from you this morning. The best one of all time. If you want to call and hum it to us or sing it, we'll accept that too.
Oh, you're asking for a lot.
Well, Tom's not here. Tom's not here, so
You want me to hum mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
See, that's what we're going to get if we get Hummers on the phone. I have no idea what that is.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
Okay. All
Fresh
right.
Prince of Bel-Air.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I get that.
Gotcha.
That's my all-time favorite TV show song because I guess
that was a cool show.
That was
that was
very
it. Yeah.
We've already got some answers. People are.
So we'll go to that in a second. Today is Bring Flowers to Somebody Day. My wife, I bought flowers for Mother's Day. You know what she told me?
What?
Next year, just give me cash instead.
Oh.
And I'm like, I already gave you cash. She goes, yeah, but give me the cash from the flowers on top of the cash you gave me.
Oh, that week.
Okay. Yeah, that's less work for me. No problem. Brown Bag Thursday, Global Accessibility Awareness Day, HG Awareness Day. What is HG?
Home and garden? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean,
Hummus
there's a lot.
Day.
There are a lot of things I could put with HG, but this is a family show.
Yeah. International Day of Families. Also, Chocolate Chip Day, National Notebook Day, Safety Dose Day, Senior Fraud Awareness Day, Nylon Stockings Day, Peace Officers Memorial Day, Straw Hat Day, and FBF,
FBF.
Day of Awareness. I have no idea what, no, I'm sorry, VBF. VBF.
Vacation Bible.
I have not.
No.
I have
VBF.
no idea.
Let me
All
look.
right, quick
Let me look.
update on Tom. Me and Monica both talked to him yesterday, and he went to the hospital. They released him. They didn't find anything wrong with him. Sent him back home, and I mean, they didn't find anything additional wrong with him.
Right.
I mean, he's got enough wrong with him that but nothing additional. So he's saying he's going to be here next week. We will see. We will see. President Trump knocking it out of the park again.
Yes.
And the Democrats are pissed.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Democrats are pissed.
Yep.
They are very pissed. In fact, he's embracing the Trump derangement syndrome. He's like, okay, they got Trump derangement syndrome. Okay.
That's an
I'm
honor.
good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deal. CNN's Jake Tapper has been blasted as a hypocrite for trying to rewrite history and profit off Joe Biden's mental decline in a brand new bombshell book.
Again.
But if we're really honest, a hypocrite is the nicest thing anybody's ever called Jake Tapper.
True.
Are any of the CNN anchors?
True.
By the way, the left-leaning anchors staunchly defended Biden and his mental ability while he was in the White House. So Jake is so full of crap, he might be in Joe's Depends right now. Just saying. That's how full of crap he is. What a money-making, the whole time. No, Joe Biden is straight. Joe Biden is good. Joe Biden's at the best. Now you're saying, okay, whatever.
Right.
President Trump sent Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying that he has lost his confidence and suggested there's something wrong with the New York Democrat. In fact, Schumer is so much of a mess that his niece might be Amy Schumer. I'll let that sink in for just a second. Yeah,
Well,
that's how messy he is.
If you know your name is on the Epstein list and you know there's things that are wrong with you inside, it's
Yeah.
going to come out.
That's right.
Yeah. Brace yourself, Christian Bale, as the Raiders owner, Al Davis and Nicolas Cage as wait, what say, they're doing, I got you. I'm sorry. The way this is written, I was like, what the hell? Christian Bale was going to be the late Al Davis. Nicolas Cage will be John Madden. How the hell is Nicolas Cage going to,
he'll wear a fat
Nicolas
suit.
Cage is, yeah,
'Cause
maybe.
He did
So,
that in some
anyway,
other
that's
movie.
going to be
no,
on,
there was a Nicolas Cage movie where he wore a fat suit, and it was
maybe. He's going to be John Madden in the Amazon movie called Madden.
Well, and
coming out sometime
I
next
will
year.
warn you on that prep sheet that you need to read through stuff because whoever they had do it today needs an editor.
Yeah, I was like, what the
I've got
hell
some
did
mistakes on the
that
complete
just
sheet
say?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did that just say? And they're coming over in China. There is a humanoid startup called AggieBot that is lots of robots that will make sandwiches, fold T-shirts, do all kind of other stuff.
Minimum
So,
wage jobs.
Everybody, bitching and moaning for $25 an hour. I'm just saying, they are coming. About 4 years ago, we were in Japan, and the waiter was a robot.
Did it have that little screen?
It took your order.
Did it have that little screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yes, but it actually talked to you and brought you your food, and the whole works.
At
So it's pretty cool.
Albertsons now they have a roving robot like that goes around to help you out. It has a little sign on it that says, "May I help you?"
No
and I'm
way.
like, "You look like a vacuum cleaner. Get away from me."
At our Albertsons?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, and look, Walmart's been having the ones that go up and down the aisles, and all they're doing is checking on inventory. And so they scan the shelves to see what needs to be ordered. And I had thought point of purchase at Walmart. Once it's bought, Walmart knows exactly when they have to order more of, Campbell's soup or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they've got the robots too.
Wow.
All right, 6:15. Let's check the weather quickly. Keep you updated. We're going to get to Donald Trump arriving in Dubai earlier today.
He just arrived.
Yeah, just arrived. And earlier today, he was stopped and talked to our troops. And Blake, they were like, "You need a rest?"
Yeah.
What did he say?
No, I'm not Joe
I
Biden.
hear.
That's what he
I ain't
said.
here to rest.
That's what he said. I'm not Joe Biden.
I'm here to get this done. These folks have been waiting on me. I'm here to get it done. So, all right, let's check the weather this morning, being brought to you by Randy Pettigrew. Randy Pettigrew, reminding you that the governor continues to push back on your way of life, and he keeps pushing back on the governor, saying, no, thank you. We have a Constitution, and we're going to follow the Constitution. Randy Pettigrew continuing the stand-up for conservative folks. He's in District 61. You can find out what's going on with Randy Pettigrew, randallpettigrew.com. Sign up for his newsletter. Southeast New Mexico, high temperature 86, gradually starting to clear. Overnight low tonight, 58, and then 87 coming up for tomorrow on Friday. Should be mostly sunny. We do have 25-mile-an-hour winds expected today. Ruidoso, the wind is still around 25-mile-an-hour winds expected today. Sunny skies in 68, 46 tonight. Still windy tonight with 35-mile-an-hour winds. Most of the winds should be gone tomorrow, up to about 73 and sunny for your Friday. And in Albuquerque, 79 and sunny. Winds will not be a factor. Clear tonight, 46, and up to 83 coming up tomorrow for your Friday. Quick look at the weather being brought to you by La Tienda in Carlsbad. Check out the taco bar. Don't forget, made from scratch tacos and some of the things that they have on special right now. Sirloin cut pork chops, $1.49 a pound. Get the cooked shrimp, $6.99 a pound. Split fryer breasts, $1.69 a pound. Sirloin steak, $6.99 a pound. And the produce department, extra large grapes are $1.99 a pound. Cucumbers, 3 for $1. Avocados, 5-count bag for $2.99. Get Hot House bell peppers for 99 cents each. Don't forget they have iced tea, the Food Club iced tea, 2 gallons for $4. And the deli department, get the lemon pepper turkey breast for $7.49 a pound. Smoked ham from Virginia smoked ham or on the bone smoked ham, that's just $4.99. And roast beef is $5.49 a pound. And if you're looking for refreshments, get them now. Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite for $12.99 for a 20-pack. Check them out today. day. Monica and the text.
All right. Someone said, what a great way to start the morning with the Hummer. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those cars are overrated.
Good morning, Monica B. and Blakeo. My favorite song was the one from Married with Children. The Bundys were funny as heck, said Trucker Gary.
It's a good one.
Republican Karen said Hawaii Five-0 was her favorite.
Classic.
The Greatest American Hero.
Great song. Yeah.
And Blake, I hear you wore a tutu. I would like to have seen that. I bet you have sexy legs, says Patricia from West Odessa.
My legs
Patricia.
are pretty good. Yeah. No, I wrote sometimes some of the, like for the Grand Gravel, which is down in around.
It's a bike ride?
It is. It's a 500-mile bike ride that's close to College Station in Texas. Two of us wore tutus on that because we were raising money for cancer research.
Interesting.
The whole way.
Okay.
So wherever we stopped to eat or anything, still had that tutu on. It was over bike gear, but yeah.
Patrick from Artesia said The Fall Guy. Tony in the Cap Shop says the best tune from TV is Sanford and Son. I like that one. That one reminds me of my dad. Jay in Carlsbad said Malcolm in the Middle, the one that's like, you're not the boss of me now. Remember that one? Yeah. The original Hawaii Five-0, Hawaii Five-0.
Big Bang.
Paint It Black in the TV series Tour of Duty, says Cool Hand Lynn.
Yeah. Great song.
I can't believe nobody said Cheers.
Right.
The Whale is the name of that movie with Nicolas
With the fat
Cage.
suit. Right. Yeah.
Said Frankie Sachet. Favorite theme song, Fall Guy with the Lee Majors.
Interesting.
Cheers. Somebody just said that. Cheers. Rewatching it now.
Yeah.
The best TV theme song was Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Oh.
Wingnut says Rawhide.
Okay.
And then this person said, Leroy said, just a good, simple whistle tune, The Andy Griffith Show. That is a good one.
Oh, that's a great thing.
No one said the Flintstones. No one said Scooby-Doo. No one said the Addams Family.
That 70s show,
Well,
The Good,
wait.
the Bad, and the Ugly.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Friends.
The theme song from Cops.
Muppets. SWAT.
Favorite theme song is from Vikings.
What you
Miami
gonna do?
Vice. The theme song from Vikings is good.
Friends, Miami Vice. Theme from Dallas, Bonanza.
Okay.
Let's see.
If you've got one, go ahead and send it in now. We'd love to hear from you. For sure.
Lassie.
Lassie. I don't remember that one.
No.
I know something about him falling in the well.
Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
Did Timmy fall in the well?
Oh, that's a great theme song.
You know, if you think about what all those things have in common, all of those TV shows were 90s and earlier.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Because
Lassie
they don't do
was-
real theme songs hardly anymore.
No.
I mean,
Not
there's a
hardly
few.
any.
There's a few. You know, Game of Thrones, Vikings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not a lot of them. But Doctor Who
Looks like
with that weird the theremin or whatever that machine's called that does it. They used it in Star Trek as well.
Looks like Donald Trump yesterday made deals. That's what he's good at. Qatar agreeing to invest $1.2 trillion in the U.S. economy. Look, they agreed to buy the most airplanes in the history of the world from Boeing. They agreed to purchase 210 Boeing 787 Dreamliners and 777X aircrafts. And then they agreed to buy the GE Aerosmith engines. And then they agreed to invest $243 billion into buying planes for Qatar Airlines. So they were rolling out the money and they were signing deals. And of course, we also signed an agreement with them for our military. So Donald Trump getting it done. I mean, this is his fourth day and he is signing agreements, getting people to invest in America. This is a good sign for sure.
100%.
And Donald Trump stopped and talked about higher pay for our troops,
Right.
talked about our military, and so much more as he stopped at our base. What base is that?
Was it Riyadh?
No, it's in Qatar. It's Al
I don't remember.
Eddie. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a Air Force base in Qatar, and that is the tweet of the day this morning. So I'll get to Donald Trump. Tweet of the day. He loves our troops. He does. Being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Serving Southeast New Mexico with the largest inventory, new and pre-owned. They've got Passport, Durango, Cougar, just to name a couple. Look, they have fifth wheels, toy haulers, ultralights. If you're working in the patch, go in there and get yourself a fifth wheel. Let the per diem pay for the fifth wheel. And look, they've been in business 70-plus years. You do not stay in business 70-plus years not treating people the right way. Yeah. So they treat people the right way, give them fair deals, and then service after the sale. Call David this morning if you want to chat with him, 575-622-1751, or just go online and do take a virtual tour of every unit on the lot. It's MaineTrailerSalesInc.com, MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. 625, here is the tweet of the day. Donald Trump this morning from our Air Force Base in Qatar.
Trip is 4.5 days, but this is the one I was so looking forward because I'm with the people that I really love and respect. We love and respect you. This is what you're doing, the service you do for your country. You keep us safe. There is no more important profession, and I was so proud to see those reports coming in just a few days ago saying that the enrollment is at the highest level ever, especially when I had to suffer running against a group of people that were very inappropriate, where they allowed that reputation of what you stood for and what you stand for to deteriorate to a point where we weren't able to recruit. So just remember this, you have a job now that everybody wants. Everybody wants to be doing what you're doing. It's a special job, and I'm so proud. When I saw those numbers come across the board that we set the record for enrollment in the military, and we took that from the exact opposite just 6 months before, I was very, very proud of that. We have a great country. We have a proud country. We have a country that's respected all over the world, and as I said before, a year ago, we were laughed at, but nobody's laughing at our country anymore. We're the most respected country anywhere in the world. And thank you very much, and enjoy your lives, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And, of course, he used the same song to walk out again, and nobody says anything to Donald Trump. You know, he goes to all these Muslim countries, and, you know, they respect him. He respects them. And it looks like a good relationship, and it looks like we could get a deal for peace in the Middle East for the first time in how long?
Forever?
Ever since I can remember.
So, interesting, he's walking in right now into Abu Dhabi. And the building is cool and all that stuff. But the really interesting thing is, of course, you know, it's a Muslim country.
Correct.
Well, they just had like some women who they have like, it looks like choir robes. I don't know how else to describe that.
Yeah.
But their head wasn't covered and their face wasn't covered. And they were doing this kind of weird dance, shaking their head with swinging their hair around, which is kind of unheard of.
Well,
correct.
That is the most lax of the Muslim countries.
It is, but
Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I mean, it is probably. I mean, if you're going to be in the Middle East, that's where to be.
Yes, but and see Monaco, there they are again.
Yeah,
and they are obviously dancers or whatever they are for that, but they're in the line and they didn't move out of that line, but they were for the procession.
No lie, it kind of looked like they were going a little crazy, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the procession, they were, and they had an honor guard with, I don't know, 100 guys that are soldiers behind them with their rifles at attention and everything. It's a pretty pretty cool thing. They're waving American flags along with their country's flag, and
thank God Hunter Biden wasn't there. He'd be
You
wanting
know-
to put money in the G strings.
When the media
Thank God he
can
wasn't
only show you the devastation and everything that's going wrong in those countries, when you see something like that, it's almost breathtaking to know that
Well, it's
they
something
do
that
have
they
it
can't.
together.
How are they going to spin this? Because if you can see it with your own
Exactly.
eyes, it's kind of like the Democrats assaulting law enforcement when they were at that detention center,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You can see that with your own eyes. They're going to say, "Oh, we didn't do that," but then we have the video that shows that they're lying.
No, we didn't
Yeah.
do that. What are you talking about? That
It's
didn't
incredible.
happen. It's
Yeah.
so everything that the Democrats are saying, the party is falling apart.
Yes.
It really is. It really is. In fact, the Indian guy Thumar, Representative Thandar,
Right.
that's his name. Thandar is he said the rest of the party thinks he's a lunatic.
He is.
Well, I'm like no joke. No joke.
His
All right,
name would be a great
congressional hearings.
superhero bad guy name.
Yeah.
This is like a made up story. If you look at this dude, you're going, this is not true. Somebody made this up. This is like a meme or something. No, this is not true. All right, we're going to get trouble at the congressional hearings yesterday. We'll get to that coming up next. Homeless count in New Mexico is 2 to 4 times higher than the previous record. People who are unhoused. Yeah, they changed the word. It used to be called homeless.
Right.
Now it's called unhoused, that are at greater risk of getting sick or even dying from preventable causes, according to a brand new study by the New Mexico Department of Health. And the population of homeless people 2 to 4 times higher than what they previously thought.
Well, and see, this is where them trying to change words affects things. Because you could say, if you say homeless person, words mean things. That means they do not have a home, like, or they don't rent, they don't own a home. If you say the unhoused, that could be a group of people out on the golf course playing golf because
Right.
they're not in a house.
Right.
So this same study looked into data from hospitals to better understand the health condition of unhoused populations. And the reports from 2019 to 23 said 31,000 patients at the hospital were experiencing homelessness. And that also included thousands of children, but most cases of deaths were heart attacks, second to kidney failure. And I'm going BS. It was definitely drug overdoses.
Okay.
For the homeless population,
Well-
number one cause of death would be drug overdoses.
But it sometimes it's not the overdose. Sometimes it's a dose that's close to that brings on heart failure. And so they're
Well,
always
maybe.
going to classify that as heart failure because they
Well, it
don't want
sounds-
the
it
drug
sounds
problem
better.
to be front and center.
Yeah. All right, it's supposed to be the day that Putin gets together with Zelensky. Yesterday, Putin says he is not going to show up. Trump has said he's not going to show up. So is Zelensky going to show up with some of Putin's underlings? That is the big question. No word yet on that. So that kind of fell to pieces. Roswell Police Department yesterday arrested a man in connection with a stabbing and sexual assault of a homeless woman in Roswell earlier this week. Roy Armstrong, 19 years of age, charged with criminal sexual penetration, attempted to commit a felony criminal sexual penetration, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, tampering with evidence. Roswell police officers located Armstrong on Tuesday about 11 a.m. near his residence, several blocks away from the incident and occurred. And so they located him, questioned him. Investigation from the Criminal Investigation Department of Roswell PD led to insurance that the arrest warrant was based on the police affidavit accusing Armstrong of sexually assaulting a 54-year-old homeless woman and stabbing her with a knife.
That's sad.
Despicable.
He is also accused of punching and kicking the 54-year-old homeless woman. He is currently locked up in the Chaves County Detention Center.
Golly.
Sounds like a nice guy,
Needs
doesn't
to
he?
stay there.
Really? Yeah. Grocery prices dropped for the first time in 5 years, according to brand new numbers that are coming out. Egg prices down 12% this month, but they are saying that food overall down for the first time in 5 years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Former Army National Guardsman charged with planning a mass shooting at a U.S. base on behalf of ISIS. Helping ISIS, the terrorist organization, and carrying out their violence on one of our Air Force, one of our military bases. 19-year-old man arrested on Tuesday and charged with planning a mass shooting at a U.S. military base in Warren, Michigan on behalf of ISIS. According to the DOJ, Amar Abraham, Abdul Mohammed Syed, told two undercover law enforcement agents that he was planning the attack. Said the attack was scheduled for May 13th. By the way, Syed was detained after he launched his drone near the base. So they took him down after he launched his drone near the base. He was a member of the Michigan Army National Guard at the time. Another wonderful human being working for ISIS.
Wow.
Pretty sad. All right, we're going to check the text coming up. We'll get you updated with the price of oil. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool, ×1, ×5, ×10, magnification, bright LED lights. And right now, get 25% off when you use the code word W105 all the way through the end of the month. Code word W105 when you go online to purchase the Atlas Makeup Mirror, or you can call and use the code word W105 and get the 25% off when you call Rebecca Long. 575-631-3189. Don't forget, she also has the pocket mirrors, $29.99 for the smaller pocket mirror. They're awesome, just like the big mirror. They're awesome. Then they have the larger mirror, the pocket mirror, for $39.99. Check them out at lastmakeupmirror.com or 575-631-3189. Well, trouble broke out yesterday, congressional hearing. They were getting ready to start talking about Medicaid. RFK Jr. is about to talk, and this happened.
The witness will suspend. The committee will come to order. Capitol Police are asked to remove.
And just when they thought it was over,
Members of the audience.
the guy from Ben & Jerry's ice cream gets arrested. No, serious. That's him. I don't know if his name is Rocky Road or what the hell his name is.
Ricky Road.
Well, it's either Ben or Jerry, right?
Oh,
So
No, they're
he was
retired.
arrested.
They're retired.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, he's an instigator now. That's what he is.
Is it really one of either Ben or Jerry?
Yeah,
or is
no,
it the new
it was
CEO?
one of the guys from Ben & Jerry's. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One of the founders from Ben & Jerry's.
The one with the glasses or the other one?
The one with the glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that was him. All right, 638. We'll check the text in a second. Let's hear from Michelle Lujan Gresham, your governor, talking about Medicaid. And listen to the number of people that are on Medicaid in New Mexico. Now, I was like, this number is quite high for a state. What's the population, Blake? 2.2 million?
2.1.
2.1 million. Listen to the number.
Wow.
Yeah, she was on MSNBC yesterday talking about Medicaid. Listen to the number she says about the population of people in New Mexico on Medicaid. We are officially a welfare state.
When you rip that money away, 840,000 people in New Mexico are on Medicaid. 8 of our hospitals are at risk of closure in the current situation. You take Medicaid out, they're done. That means that you're traveling further. There are fewer doctors. That means you're delaying care. It means that you're making copays, which means people have to choose between utility bills and food and mortgage payments so they don't go. It really unravels that cornerstone of protection for the people who need it most. And I want to just repeat that.
So I got to ask you this much. She said people have to choose by paying their mortgage if they lose their Medicaid.
I don't think they have a mortgage.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm glad we're spot on with that. And then you got Representative Stansbury. She's not happy with the cuts to Medicaid.
3 hours of fighting GOP attacks on Medicaid, which would gut healthcare access for potentially over 13 million Americans. And certainly not as long as my colleagues on the Ag Committee, who spent 2 days in their markup trying to stop the Republicans from gutting SNAP and food assistance for literally millions of American children.
You know, I got a great idea. We got all these jobs coming back to New Mexico. These same people can actually go find a job now, a high-paying job that most of those jobs will come with insurance for the family.
Right.
So let's get it done.
Sure.
We have become such a welfare country that everybody wants something from the government.
Mhm.
That's why we have $37 trillion in debt. And if you listen to Secretary Kennedy talk about it, he said these people are wrong. People aren't getting kicked off the system. Very small amount of people are getting kicked off because they're not eligible, because they're young people. Go get a damn job. He said, but some people have Medicaid in 2 different states. Here's what he said.
So do you disagree with the cuts that are being proposed for Medicaid right now?
Oh, the cuts to, this is I don't know if you understand this or whether you're just mouthing, the Democratic talking points. The cuts to Medicaid are for fraud, waste, and abuse. And I'll tell you what that means. It means that because of DOGE, we were able to determine, and it's about 8 million people who would be affected. Because of DOGE, we were able to determine that there are 1 million people who are claiming Medicaid from multiple states. That's illegal. It's theft. You're not allowed to do that. There are another 1 million people who are collecting both under Obamacare and
Secretary, that has nothing to do with the budget that's
These are the only
being
cuts that are
proposed
being
in the
made.
House.
These are the only cuts that are being made to Medicaid.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. There are another 1 million illegal aliens. We announced a law yesterday, a rule yesterday, we're not going to pay illegal aliens anymore. And guess what Gavin Newsom did this morning? He said, we're going to take all the illegal aliens off the California Medicaid rolls because the feds aren't paying for them anymore.
So Gavin Newsom said that if you cut the Medicaid for illegal aliens, then the state's not going to pick up that debt. Isn't that great?
It is.
He said, we're not going to pick it up. Why would we pick it up? It's okay for the feds to pay it. But look, these Democrats are 100% wrong when it comes to Medicaid. If it's billing 2 different states, that shouldn't happen. And why are we giving free insurance? Look, Medicaid is better than the insurance that you have, Blake. Monica, it's better than yours.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
And I'm on Medicare. It's damn sure better than mine.
Yeah.
Because Medicaid, there is no premium and no copay, baby. You pay for nothing. You get great health care, and you're not putting 1 penny in.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Excuse me.
Wow.
It's
You are
awesome.
correct.
So, young people, it's time to go to work.
Yep.
It's time. The American dream used to be people would get a job, be able to buy a home, be able to raise their kids. That was the American dream. Now the American dream is, how can we suck the system?
Yeah.
That's the American dream. All right, we're going to hear from one of the smartest Democrats ever, Representative Shari Thaindar. We'll hear from him coming up in a second. Monica, text line is open.
Okay.
16 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We're talking about this morning. What is your favorite TV show theme song? Love to hear from you this morning. Monica, go ahead.
The Republicans in Congress need to get off their ass and pass Trump's big, beautiful bill. No tax on tips and OT. This texter said 840,000 is 40% of New Mexico on welfare.
Yep.
Oil Hauler said, can you guys talk about the big, beautiful tax plan that promised us so many things? It looks like a bunch of lies. I hope I misunderstood it. All the promises broken on no tax on tips and overtime, plus us regular workers will end up paying a lot more in taxes by 2031. There's a lot of people getting Medicaid that shouldn't be on it. They work. All of the Arab countries surrounding Israel are the defendants of Ishmael. Defendants or descendants? And the illegitimate, I believe he meant to write descendants. The illegitimate child of Abraham and Sarah. I will agree with you on that. The Arab countries hate Israel. There will be no peace until the Prince of Peace comes, and his name is Jesus Christ. I don't know who that texter is. I don't know what grocery store you're going in, but the grocery stores in Carlsbad, we haven't seen any decrease in grocery prices.
Well, look,
I can promise you that.
This is a national thing. They look at prices, and this is the government tracks all this. And
well, and also, not everybody is going to see a decrease or an increase in whatever it is they normally purchase, unless it's some of those items that have been pretty volatile.
And by the way,
for example,
I don't know about Donald Trump's bill, what happens in 2031. So, I mean, could we pay higher taxes in 2031? I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm worried about today.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm worried about today. 2031 is a ways down the road. A lot of things can change by 2031. But today, all I know is that our taxes will pretty much stay the same, except if you make over $2 million a year. They're going to pay more. Oh, wait, the Democrats didn't discuss that, right? Yeah. If you make over $2 million a year, you're actually going to pay more. So when they say billionaires are going to pay less, that's a bunch of BS.
Right.
So I don't know what happens in 2031. I would love for you to tell me what happens in 2031. But you know what? I would be okay with taxes going up in 2031 because a lot of things can change. So I'm worried about today. I'm worried about the next 4 years because this is pivotal time.
Correct.
A lot of things can change. We don't know if we'll even be around in 2031. Hell, I might not be.
Aaliyah from the Patch says the George Lopez theme song. Texas Tower Dog says the Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, original Power Rangers, great theme songs.
Yeah.
Linda from Carlsbad said, B, are you having problems with the volcano?
No.
That's pretty far from you,
No.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's where that's in Negros. That's where the daughter goes to school there.
Well,
but they're not even that close.
I don't think a lot of Americans understand how much area the Philippines covers.
Sure.
Because how many islands is it? It's
7,700 islands.
Wow.
7,700 islands.
And that's spread out across an area about the size of continental U.S.
Sure.
So I could go to Manila, and I can take a boat to go to Manila, and it will take me 2 or 3 days on a boat to get to Manila. That's a long way away.
Yeah.
But Negros is not that far away, but yeah, I'm not, I know it's getting shook up a little bit, but I haven't, I'm going to be honest, I don't keep up with Filipino stuff. Maybe I should, at least the weather and volcanoes and stuff.
Watch out for the
Maybe I
tsunami.
should.
In-Law Outlaw says 2.5 Men's theme song is a great song. Cool Hanlon said Tom would have said the WWE women wrestlers have loosened things up for the Muslim women with the events they have in Saudi Arabia. Robert, a lot of people are asking how Tom is doing, and you can give him an update later, Kevin. Patricia from West Odessa said, I have a niece and a nephew that are on SSI because they are bipolar. It makes me mad. They never really have to work a day in their life. See, what do you feel about that?
Wait. So if you're bipolar, you can't work?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That just means you have mood swings.
As long as you're medicated, you should be fine. I would think.
And I know that I said that sounding lightly that just means you have mood swings, but I know personally people who have bipolar and they work full-time jobs.
Oh, I know people that have bipolar and work every day.
Yeah. The theme song from Hong Kong Phooey, The Benny Hill Show, Welcome Back, Cotter, Dukes of Hazzard, Miami Vice, Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, Mr. Rogers, Neighborhood. Moose from Roswell
Gilligan's
says
Island.
The Jeffersons, Batman, and Black Sails. Monica's Secret Admirer says Trump's walkout song should be Many Men by 50 Cent. I agree.
What are you finding?
Looney Tunes, says Dale.
What are you finding?
I was trying to play some of these on the air.
Yep.
Flintstones.
Smokey in Arizona says,
Wait. I got another one for you.
Number 20, The Addams Family. What makes a great classic?
How about
somebody
this
had
one?
to-
How about this one you hear every day because somebody said this earlier?
There you go.
That's Benny Hill, and we use it for Boo of the Day.
Monica, bipolar people can't work. Why do women have jobs? Said
No,
Well,
I'm
I was
saying
going to say
I
that.
know
Hell,
people.
my wife is able.
I know people who are bipolar who work every day.
Oh, shoot.
I know
Well-
plenty of people.
And some of
That's
them have
crazy.
medication and some of them don't.
You know, a lot of people say, or this
Hell, my
texter
wife's
said,
not on medication.
I thought all women are bipolar. See, that's just the thing. Like,
And I get it. That's making light of it. And then people take offense and all that stuff. And I get that they're making a joke and all that kind of thing. But bipolar is one of those things that if you're severely
If
bipolar,
you're medicated,
yeah. If you're severely bipolar, you're going to be on more than medication.
Absolutely.
Like, you know,
But I think that, see, this is what has happened to me. I feel like so many times people have been labeled bipolar, really not being bipolar. While there are
Yeah.
some
Look,
that,
I
that
mean,
are, some
for
have
those
taken
that don't
advantage
know,
of it.
bipolar is a chemical imbalance.
Yes.
Yes.
So once they get your chemicals balanced,
Yep. And
most people are good to go.
And the other thing, and now disability, a lot of disability, there's some that are limited that are listed as permanent, right? Like brain injuries and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
But there's some, and this is why people a lot of times get upset. They have like a review every year or two. I forget what the time limit is. And so like if you have a hurt back or something and you have a disability, they will come and reevaluate that or anything. And I don't know where bipolar falls on that, but bipolar definitely needs to be one of the ones that's under review again and not a permanent.
Yeah.
Well,
You're right.
and Monica probably does. I don't even know if Blake knows this. I was on disability. I had a traumatic brain injury. I had 70 pounds of steel dropped on my head.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to my neck. So I was on disability. And when I went and told them I didn't want to be on disability, they were like, hold the line, because we ain't never had anybody give this stuff up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, no, stop the checks. I got me a job. I'm going back to work. I'm,
But if you would have had a brain injury where you couldn't go back to work.
Well, that's different.
Right.
Correct.
That's different.
Right.
Who's to say I don't, Blake?
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but okay.
All right, let me get to a couple of these stories. Then we'll hear from Thandar from Michigan, the representative. Jury convicted a New Mexico man who was arrested during a online sex sting operation. The man arrested as part of the New Mexico Department of Justice online predator uncovered chat operation was found guilty yesterday. Jury convicted Mohad Talif of child solicitation by electronic communication. And, he tried to meet up with the child.
He's sick.
So He was
Sicko.
talking to what he thought was a 15-year-old female.
E.
Yeah. So he's been charged, and he will remain in custody. Scheduled, he could face up to 6 years in prison. Who do you think won out for the best restaurant in the United States? Chain restaurants.
Chain.
Restaurant.
Maybe Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse,
yeah.
number one.
Oh, wow.
They Olive Garden was number one for years.
Right.
They beat out Olive Garden, and Texas Roadhouse. Their sales over the last year is up about 14.7%. Last year they did $5.5 billion in revenue. New
Wow.
Mexico Children's Youth and Family Department Juvenile Justice Program celebrating an 81% high school graduation rate. So these are the kids that enroll in the CYFD graduation program, and they all obtain their GED. 81% graduation rate. 3 lawmakers fell asleep during the all-night marathon hearing on Trump's tax cuts. I don't know if you saw the ones that fell asleep. Probably the funniest was Debbie Dingell.
Yes.
Debbie Dingell, man, she was like cutting some
Was she the
logs.
one wearing blue? Head back and everything?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, gosh. That's hilarious.
I mean, just.
Well, you posted that video up, didn't you, Kevin?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's funny stuff. Looks like Dick's Sporting Goods buying Foot Locker, $2.3 billion deal. Look, I don't like Dick's, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they, when it comes to your Second Amendment rights, they don't like you. If you're a gun enthusiast, they really don't like you. So I tend not to like them.
They are what their name says they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a bunch of, 2 more suspects arrested in connection with that Albuquerque shooting. So 2 more suspects arrested in the case of the shooting at the community center in April of this year. Police say Nathaniel Gutierrez and Jeffrey La Jolla, 21 years old, face several charges related to the murder of Michael Gallegos. And the marijuana kingpin plots $2 million bid to become the governor of New Mexico. Duke Rodriguez, who owns, you know what he owns? Ultra Health
dispensaries.
Ultra Health, the huge, probably the biggest
marijuana dealer?
dispensary in the state, not just in this state, also in Arizona and other states.
California too, right?
But yeah, I don't know about California. I know about Arizona. But anyway, he plans to run for governor as a Republican in New Mexico in 2026. Look, he's got extensive experience in healthcare and public administration, and then started Ultra Health and probably made more money than he's ever made. In 2010, he founded Ultra Health, and Rodriguez served as Secretary of New Mexico Human Services Department under Jay Johnson and was a senior executive at Loveless Health Systems. So he is saying he's going to invest $2 million of his own money to run for governor of New Mexico as a Republican.
Wow.
As a Republican.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting.
Because we haven't had any strong known Republicans come out yet.
That's right.
And if he's got that kind of money behind him, they're already going to, this is going to be interesting.
Now,
I
let me ask you a very important question.
Yeah.
Because he is made his money on marijuana. First, it was medical marijuana,
right,
and then recreational marijuana. Will the powers that be in the Republican Party put a blind eye towards him?
I don't know, because historically, the powers that be in the New Mexico Republican Party do not like anyone associated with that. None.
Well,
Zero.
that's,
There is
that's
no
why I was
tolerance.
asking. But I mean, there are new powers that be with Amy Barella, so we'll see where that goes. All right, you tell me where you guys stand on this. It looks like members of El Chapo's family have been allowed to come to the United States as part of a agreement with the American government. So Mexico's security chief confirmed on Tuesday 17 family members of cartel leaders crossed into the United States as part of a deal between the son of the former head of the Sinaloa cartel and the Trump administration. So it looks like, and look, the deals like this happen all the time. And we'll see what's going to happen. And that means to me that he is probably going to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they allowed him to get 17 of his family members in the United States, probably with protection, because he is going to talk and out the rest of the cartel. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be 100% wrong. Blake, how do you feel about that?
I think that's true. I hope that they have lots of protection because they're going to try and take him out.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah. President Trump honored by the Democrats having Trump derangement syndrome. Blake, you read this story.
I know.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that.
Well, but
yeah,
he's right.
They suffer.
He's actually right about
They do.
this. Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what he does. They're going to hate him for it. Doesn't matter. It's crazy. Nuts.
But he's
All right,
right to be honored by that because he is living rent-free in every leftist head. Every one.
Absolutely.
Every single one. From every one of our leftist texters to every Democrat who's in office. He is
100%.
living rent-free in their head.
I just talked to a friend of mine, and she lives way across. She lives in Pittsburgh, and not Pittsburgh. She lives in Pennsylvania. But anyways, I just texted her this morning, and I said, "Hey," I said, "what do you think of Trump in the Middle East?" And she says, "It's amazing." She's like, "What about you?" So we're having this conversation. She
Right.
said, "I work with 3 liberal women, and the other 2 I work closely with are Trump fans. It's interesting to hear the liberals talk." And I said, "What's their biggest complaint?" One feels like her girls' rights are being taken away. To that, I just roll my eyes, my friend said. She said the other one complains about tariffs. And then check this out. She said, but the oldest one, the one that hates Trump the most, is so obsessed with him. She knows everything about him. And her husband became a Republican during COVID, so that pisses her off even more. And I just thought that's exactly what it is. They're so secretly obsessed with him, and they hate him because he's an incredible person, aside from being what he is.
I don't know that I would use the word incredible, but he is a force of nature.
Absolutely.
And
he is.
And I've made no bones about this. There are a lot of things about Donald Trump I don't like, as far as personality and things like that. But when he goes in to do like these deals, and he goes in to go for peace, and he goes in to make America great again. I mean, that's not only is that a great slogan, it's really what he's trying to do. He is the perfect person for that job.
Right.
If you took away all the political things and there was a Democrat and you listed all of what he brings to the table and you'd never put a name to it and you didn't put a party to it, 99% of Democrats would say that's the person that we want. And then as soon as you say Donald Trump, oh, we can't have that.
Right.
Yeah, we can have that. Yeah. And me and Blake talked about this yesterday. You know the robes that they wear in the Middle East? I bet they're very, very cool if you don't wear underwear.
I bet those are comfy. I'm looking at those things going, I don't.
Me too. I mean, they're just flowing, everything just, just going.
Look, and I'm going to say kilts are very comfy too. And those have got to be at least as comfy as a kilt.
Listen, I mean, I get it. Like, if that's where you grew up, that's what you know. Okay. But.
So, Monica, do you think they're wearing underwear under those?
No. As hot as it is over there?
No, I think they wear that wrappy diaper underwear thing.
No. If I were a dude, I'd free ball all day long, as hot as it is
That's
over
what
there.
I'm thinking.
Mhm.
I'm going commando.
Yep.
I mean,
No doubt.
I don't.
As hot
I
as
don't-
like
I don't
120
disagree with that. I
outside.
just say what I think they're doing.
I'd carry some wipies.
Because I think that they go, and I'm not Muslim, so I don't know, but there's some things that they go do, like public baths and things still.
Sure.
And and I think that they wear those diaper underwear. I don't know what you call them, but
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
wear those things, and I don't know. I really don't. But
Nah,
I'm
I'd be
just
commando.
guessing.
I'd be- I'd just be like, it's
I
hot
don't-
up in here. I
freeze the
gotta.
bird.
You know, if
Heck
I'm,
yeah.
if I'm going to a sauna or a public bath or something like that, where it's all a bunch, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
wearing nothing.
Bunch of dudes.
I'm gonna go show off.
A bunch of dudes.
All right, let's get to the thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable. Boom or bust. They are there for you. 575-622-4160. Go to wakefieldOil.com. Delivering gas, diesel, interstate batteries, and more. On-road, off-road, if you're on location this morning, give them a buzz. It's 575-622-4160. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is my favorite part of being a grown-up is how I can do whatever I want. As long as my wife says it's okay. Do whatever I want. Price oil coming up. We got to hear from Thaindar, Representative Thaindar, coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. Looking for personal protection. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Crazy world we live in. You might need some protection. Go and talk to the folks at Zia Guns. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. Looking for a brand new rig, go check them out. And good people, great customer service. They're open, of course, Monday through Friday, closed Saturday, and then open on Sunday. 575-622-0023, 1907 North Main in Roswell. It's Zia Guns. All right, looks like Thaindor, Representative Thaindor, he's a Democrat from Michigan, and he came to Michigan from India, and he tried to get a resolution passed to impeach Trump.
He did.
That went nowhere.
Well, he tried that.
Have an argument, but they talk about my hair. They talk about my hair. They talk about my appearance. They talk about where I was born. They talk about everything, my looks. They talk about my age. They talk about why I should be deported back to the country where I was born. They talk about my past business dealings and they distort my business record.
I just got to know who voted for this dude. Who the hell voted for this dude?
Look at where these people come from. Look where Ian Omar comes
Right.
from. And they
Right,
come
right,
from
right.
districts that have basically been taken over
now,
by people who came here from somewhere else and want to
One
install
thing-
that here.
Agreed.
One thing I noticed about looking at this cut, when they film this, and it's a very close up, there ain't that many people there standing around him.
Right.
That's what it tells me. It's probably like five people standing there, and he had to pay those 5 people.
Well, look.
And he was on the corner going, "Hey, you want to hold this sign up? I'll pay you $10."
Yeah, let me tell you what it really is. These far left socialist Democrats, they are looking around and watching their party just flounder. And they're thinking, how do I make a big name for myself?
Sure.
A big splash.
And
Well,
this is what
listen-
he's doing.
That's good.
Listen to what he says about his own party. They don't care for him either.
Of his constitutional duties. There is no doubt about it, and not a single member of Democratic Party. You can ask even some Democrats have called me lunatic, just like the president has called me lunatic.
So everybody has called him a lunatic.
Because
hey, I'm
he's a
not saying
lunatic.
they're wrong. Yeah, because he's a lunatic. All right, we're KWMW Maljamar, 105.1 FM, 93.5 KWES Ruidoso, and KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. Let's get to the price of oil this morning, being brought to you by Spinnaker Cementing Solutions, a division of CUD Energy Services. Spinnaker serves all the large drilling programs, and they can go to work for you. They have 25 cementing crews in New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma, 200 experienced cementing professionals ready to go to work for you. 324 North Magnum Industrial Road in Hobbs, or visit them at spinnakeroil.com.
And oil prices are down. The headline says oil prices sink 4% on the U.S.-Iran deal. But West Texas Intermediate is off $1.79 to $61.36. Brent crude is off, also $1.79 to $64.30. Natural gas off about a nickel to $3.44. Kevin?
Thank you. Monica, quickly with the text, 710.
Can you believe the Rep Thanator is 70 years old? Wow. The Rep Thanator? Okay. They don't wear underwear. They bury their crap in the sand, said Walker from Roswell, referring to those Saudi Arabians. Monica, so El Chapo's kid is a rat, and taxpayers are going to flip the bill to pay for his family's lavish lifestyle in the U.S., asks Rocket. And good morning, guys. And Monica, Kevin, there are those that would say, and maybe even half the country would say, that you had a traumatic brain injury and you're still suffering from it because you did go back to work. I believe half this damn country would ride that into the sunset. But having said that, consider yourself blessed for doing a job that you love. Smokey in Arizona said, is it just me, or have you noticed that Representative Tlaib, Omar, and a couple of other migrant representatives haven't been quite so vocal lately?
Yeah,
a
little bit.
The theme for MASH is my favorite, or All in the Family. Kathy said, ha, Kevin B just said I don't like dicks on the air. And Sino said Texas...
Well, it's true.
Sino said Texas Roadhouse is number one because they're so good. And their prices are decent. They're not, over the top and whatnot. You can actually go and have a nice family dinner for...
Hell, in Hobbs, they got people fighting at Texas Roadhouse over those damn rolls.
Right?
Over the rolls. They were like, hey, bro, they're bringing more rolls, man. It's okay.
And Kevin, LOL, that just means they have skid stains on their robes instead of their underwear. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's why I said you got to carry wipes too. Richard from Portales wants to wish himself a happy birthday. He is the big 5'5" today.
Happy double nickel.
Man, you got 5 more years for your turn, the 6-0.
Fat Pappy says, y'all need to adopt that clothing out here.
I'm telling you, they look comfy. And they're long, so they'd probably get in the way of doing real work. Like you couldn't ride a horse or anything.
That's what I'm thinking. Can you imagine working in the oil patch and you're up on the drilling a well and you got that on and the guys below going, hey, bro, things are still hanging down there.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at some of what they actually wear because they ride camels and stuff too. They have some kind of, it looks like they wrap.
If you're right.
Yeah, I know. It looks like they wrap stuff around their legs, but it's got to be some kind of pants that they wear.
Yeah.
Sam the Man said the Yellowstone theme song, Walk the Walk, says Walk by Pantera. And
amen.
These two texters are talking about the SSI. This one says, I'm disabled. I can barely walk, but I have to work every day. Where did it go? Y'all text fast, man.
I know.
I don't know where it went. I apologize. Yeah. So we can go to the next thing. Yeah. Kevin.
We're getting lots of texts today, and they're coming in rapid fire. And we only have about 12.5 on the screen at any one time, so Monica has to scroll to try to keep up. And we do have a phone call.
Let me check the weather real quick, and then we'll come back, and then we'll go to the phone call. Then we'll take a break. So answer it, put them on hold, And then we'll come back. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm and Ranch Supplies, Western Wear, Work Gear. They also are your certified Purina dealer, and they have everything if you're living on a farm or ranch. Fencing materials. They have pumps. If you're looking for trailers, tank, tack, hardware, they've got all of that under one big roof. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Online at roswelllivestock.com. Homegrown and proud of it. Also find them in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. High temperature today getting up to about 86 in southeast New Mexico. 25-mile-an-hour winds are expected. Ruidoso, 68, sunny skies, still breezy, 25-mile-an-hour winds are expected. And in Albuquerque, should get up to about 79 with sunny skies. Quick look at the weather being brought to you by La Tienda. You can find them on 810 Eddy and Pecos, Texas. Some of the specials going on right now: sirloin cut pork chops, $1.49 a pound. Cooked shrimp, $6.99 a pound. Split fryer breast, $1.69 a pound. Top sirloin, just $6.99 a pound. Produce department, cucumbers, 3 for $1. Avocados, 5 for $2.99. And you can get your extra large grapes for just $1.99. Split top wheat bread, $1.88 for a loaf. Also get iced tea, Food Club iced tea, 2 gallons for just $4 from the deli department. Get Virginia smoked or off the bone ham for $4.99, and lemon peppered turkey for $7.49 a pound. Looking for refreshments? They've got you covered with all your refreshments. Get Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Big Red, other flavors too. 24-pack, $11.99. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from? It's already 7:15.
I'm calling from Roswell, Kevin.
What's up, Mark?
Not much, brother. Hey, you know what? You need to be a poster child.
For what?
Everything that has happened to you, I respect it. Because, you know, what I'm going through and everything, I had the stroke, and 5 months ago, I was diagnosed with liver cancer. Been going through
You just got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting, brother.
That's what it is. And I hope this sinks into our friend's head, which I doubt it, because he's got a metal plate. Everything common sense is off.
Yeah, I had that talk with him yesterday. This is a wake-up call, brother. It's time for you to wake the hell up. We will see. We will see.
It's not going to happen, Kevin, until it happens to him.
Well, I think it's already happened. That's the problem.
Now, when I had my stroke, it woke me up to a point. I still got my stubbornness, but, you know, if you're going back to work, getting off of the disability and all that, man, I applaud you, and you know that.
Yeah. Well, you got to, you know, I didn't want I said I can do it. And, you know, my job is not like I'm out there, you know, with a shovel. So if I can do this job. So,
well, you know,
hey, Mark, you get better, brother.
I wanted to go back to work, but the city said no.
Yeah.
Your CDL, you got to have both hands on the steering wheel. Well, you got to have that with any vehicle you're driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you know,
I got you.
enough of that. I'm over that. I'm getting my retirement. I'm getting Social Security disability, in which, hey, I'm doing better what the city pays.
There you go.
Well, there you go. Life is good. Appreciate you, brother. You take it easy. Best of luck. 7:18. We got to take a break. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. We'll come back and check the text, because lots of texts. Taking out trash on the way. Things that happen on this date in history. Got a lot of things to talk about. We'll hear from Marguerite Taylor Greene. And Representative Goldman fighting for Garcia. All these Democrats fighting for this illegal alien. I don't get it. They weren't fighting for the people that were being held hostage. These are American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't fight for them. We'll get to those stories coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing. They they are licensed. They are insured. They are specialists when it comes to dealing with insurance companies. If you got hit by hail, you need somebody that's local, somebody that you can trust. Dwayne Pennick's got 30 years in the business, and he's got 30 years of having that A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. He's a veteran. He's trustworthy. He's local. Give him a call, 575-318-9725, and A Custom Construction and Roofing, warning you about these folks that come in the town from out of state or out of town like the locusts and give you deals that are way too hard to believe. There's a reason. Shoddy work. And when they're gone, the warranty is gone. When you need them, they're gone. Get in touch with a local person, somebody that's going to be there. 575-318-9725. Call Dwayne Pennick today at A Custom Construction and Roofing. We're coming back at 7:20. We're Beyond the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The number of measles cases in New Mexico remained the same on Tuesday at 71, but the number of cases in Texas has risen to 717. Gaines County, Texas still leads the nation with 405, but Terry County, Texas has now reported 60 cases, and Lubbock County has reported 52. In New Mexico, Lee County still has the highest number at 64. The 2025 NMAA State Golf Championships wrapped up on Tuesday afternoon, and there were several individual and team winners. Raymond Orozco of Lovington shot a 147 to take the second in the boys 4A division and helped the boys team from Lovington finish third. The Artesia boys team went one better and finished in second place in 4A. The Lovington girls team also took home a third place win. In the 3A division, Mason Hicks of New Mexico Military Institute shot a 144 and took home the first place trophy. The NIMI boys also finished in the third spot. In Lovington, commercial vehicles may soon be banned on the newly reconstructed Main Street. A proposed ordinance would enforce a posted truck route around the city on Commercial Street from US 82 on the north side of Lovington and New Mexico 18 on the southern end. Lovington commissioners are seeking input from residents on the issue. With temperatures climbing in the area, it's critically important to be aware of the danger of hot vehicles posed to young children, pets, and the elderly who may be unable to get out of the vehicle themselves. Parents and other caregivers must raise their awareness for the importance of never leaving children, pets, or the elderly in an unattended vehicle. With an outside temperature of just 80 degrees, the inside of a closed vehicle can quickly reach more than 110 degrees, according to research. Under the heat of spring or summer, it only takes 10 minutes for the temperature of any vehicle to rise about 20 degrees, and it can rise 45 to 50 degrees in a short time. Leaving a window open a crack or parking in the shade aren't sufficient safeguards. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Blaze a trail to Casino Apache this May for Trailblazing into Winning. All month long, earn entries on Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays for our drawing on Monday, May 26th at 6 p.m., where you could win up to $2,500 cash or 2 Polaris Sportsman 850 ATVs. Trailblazing into winnings, only at Casino Apache. Must be 21 or older. The Apache Spirit Club booth or CasinoApacheTravelCenter.com for details.
At Franklin Veterinary Clinic, they're a full-service full-service clinic that offers comprehensive care for family pets, equine athletes, and livestock alike. They have multiple veterinarians on staff providing the best possible care for your animals at every stage of their life. And when emergencies arise, they offer 24-hour ambulatory services and after-hour emergency care. The new emergency number is 575-808-7725. Franklin Veterinary Clinic, a tradition and excellence in caring, proudly serving Lincoln, Chavez, and Otero counties.
This is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Right, your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
80 years. That's how long Forest Tire has been serving the needs of their loyal customers. You need a tire that will keep you going for the long haul so you can take on tough jobs. Let us introduce you to the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It holds up to tough conditions to keep you rolling strong. Stop in today for the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire and do more for more miles. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Enter the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
You get me going, you keep me moving.
B. Blake, Tom, and Monica. Different views, different values, and different smells. Oh, not again, Tom. Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise.
Holy Cheez-Its! What do we do? No one ever told us what to do. The only reason I took the job is because you never have to do anything.
You want to talk to Be in the Breakfast Club? Call 877-396-W105.
How does it affect your family?
Can't afford the store anymore.
You have questions? We have answers.
This is not headline news. McDonald's plans to hire 375,000 employees this summer, but they still won't have a single worker who can fix the ice cream machine. Eva Longoria won't do sexy photo shoots anymore because of her son. You know, it's crazy how you can hate someone down to their very core even though you've never met the kid. A man has a condition where he confuses hot and cold sensations. Not surprisingly, he works as a hotel shower tester. And a Louisiana man was arrested for pleasuring himself with a container of Vaseline inside a display shed at Lowe's. But in his defense, how are you supposed to know if you want to buy the shed if you can't test it out first? This is not headline news.
It hurts when I laugh. I told Blake earlier, I coughed and then sneezed yesterday, and I pulled a muscle in my chest. It hurts when I laugh. That's funny. All right, our number 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa in Ruidoso. It's Ladies Month, and for the entire month of May, they're giving big discounts on products and procedures for women. In fact, they're having the war on the wrinkles with Botox, $11 a unit, and they all of that with a registered nurse. Yeah, that's $1.50 off per unit at Fusion Medical Spa. Plus, they're offering $500 off the O-Shop with deals with urinary incontinence. And they also have 15% off a product that can restart hair growth for women with thinning hair. They offer special prices for women for the entire month. And guys, if you're working in the oil patch, or ladies, and you're suffering, you've been told you need surgery, back, knees, hips, joints, talk to Dr. Rath about stem cell therapy. It works. There are plenty of people that will give you a testimony about Dr. Rath and about it working. Get in touch with him today, 575-257-4772 in the River Crossing in Ruidoso. Monica and the text.
John Firmino says, guys, what pisses me off about these damn Democrats is they keep saying due process, but a majority of these illegals didn't go through any process to get here, where there's a due process for that too. Amen. You can't say Democrat without saying hypocritical as well. So let's not be lectured by hypocritical idiots. Those robes are called thwab, said Big John.
Really?
Have no idea.
Okay.
Did anyone
It's like
check
wearing
out?
a damn robe all day.
Right?
I mean,
Did anyone check out Devery
Darkins?
Darkins?
It's got to be comfy.
You know, and I think that that's why they wear them, though, because it's so dang hot there. I don't know.
That stands to reason. I mean,
I was just thinking easy access.
well, that too.
Well, maybe.
I mean, they got like 28 wives.
Yeah,
I mean,
true that.
so one turns you down, you just go right to the next.
Morning V in the Breakfast Club. How about the Dallas TV show theme? Yeah.
That was a good one.
Get to work, Rocket, said Jeffro. And LOL, B, burp, sharted, and pulled a muscle. I usually have to change britches afterwards.
Man, that sucker hurts. So when I laugh, it's like, dang.
I'm just
And today was my first day. I went back to the gym and I worked chest. It didn't hurt. But if I laugh, damn.
This texter said, I'm disabled and I can barely walk, but I have to work every day. They took my check away, so now I own my own business making tables.
Damn.
Right on.
And this texter said, referring to the bipolar situation, what's more important, me getting along with others or passing a drug test? And Big Trucker C said, well, don't tell my lady, but hopefully she's not listening. What the heck? Did you change
She's
it, Blake?
bipolar.
I didn't do anything.
She's
well,
bipolar.
Did he text
well,
back in?
Okay, well, hell, don't tell my lady, but don't tell my lady that if you're bipolar and don't have to work anymore, she'll take that and run with it. LOL. Just kidding.
Oh, gotcha.
And Oil Hauler says they said on Trump's big, beautiful tax bill, overtime taxes and Social Security will still be taxed.
That's I don't think so.
To be quite honest, I haven't really kept up with it. Like
I mean,
know that
no
they
tax on
mentioned it.
tip.
Well, while
no
there's
tax on overtime means no taxes.
while they're still negotiating all that stuff, I don't know what's in there and what's not, because they're trying to do whatever they're trying to do, and until it's ready to be voted on, that you don't know what it's going to end up as.
And Trump mentioned it again. No tax on tip, no tax. So no tax. I'm counting on that being no tax.
Well, and by God, if it's not in there, you're going to hear us talk about it from here to eternity.
Yeah, because that was a promise.
And
So
yeah,
it should be in there.
I know it was his promise and not the lawmaker's promise, but that's up to them to get it in there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do you want me to keep going?
Give me a couple more.
Okay. The theme song from Hong Kong Phooey, says a texter. The Dukes of Hazzard, The Riflemen, also Black Sheep,
Baba Black Sheep. Yeah, great song.
and then a few more.
SWAT.
Theme songs, Matlock and Walker, Texas Ranger.
There you go.
And, well, maybe I will check on that for you because I know I sent everyone's email in and they confirmed that everyone had been sent their thing. So you check the email that you sent me. Go back through your text thread.
And check your junk folder.
Yes. Check to make sure you typed the correct email. Okay. And if it's not correct, you fix that You go ahead and fix that. Well, maybe. 42-year-old from Seminoles.
Adams.
You know, when I was young and that started to show, I would get scared.
Really?
Yes.
It was the whole black and white thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I thought that the people were real. Like, I thought that they really looked like that.
So one of the great things about the Addams Family is it was mostly in black and white. I don't know if it was ever in color on that version, but the actual colors of that set, go and look at the actual color photos that they have of that set. They are reds and pinks and yellows. And yeah, it's not drab or dreary at all.
Cool. We'll end with this one. 42-year-old from Seminole says, if I wore one of those and a snake surprised me, I would look like Cinderella in the forest. Okay, well, maybe.
You'd lose your shoes?
That's what I was thinking. Lost the shoe.
We don't get it, 42-year-old. Oh, I like that song.
Now, let me ask you a question. You think the Jeffersons or All in the Family could be on TV today?
The Jeffersons.
Yeah, I don't think people would be yelling and screaming, racist.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they could be on TV. Nope. Not
But
no way could they be on
out
TV.
of the two, she's right. It would be the Jeffersons if one of
Yeah,
them were
Jeffersons, because picking on white people. I mean, that's
Correct.
okay.
Yep.
Not a problem. Yep. According to a new survey, 1,500 U.S. consumers, half of the Gen Zers, 54%, and 50% of millennials prefer shopping methods that avoid people. They don't want to be around people. Gee, these generations somehow hate humans even more than 7 cats that they own. I mean, it's pretty sad. Yeah. This includes online shopping, picking up at the stores, self-checking. They do not want to talk to humans. It's so bad that they don't even want to talk to their parents. Yeah, they wait till they go to bed. The parents go to bed to come out of the basement. That's how bad it is. New research shows that if you're sitting too much, it could damage your brain.
Oh.
So sitting too much could damage your brain.
I might know
Which must
someone.
mean that,
Hey,
Joe
that what's
Biden did
going
a
on
lot
with
of
Tom?
sitting.
Maybe that is what's
Maybe
going on
sitting
with
too
Tom.
much.
a la máquina.
Sitting too much. Yeah, he was kind of uppity when I talked to him yesterday.
He sure was.
He was cussing and yeah, I was like, oh, slow down. Yeah, the first thing I told him, I said, "Oh, you're still alive." And then I told him, "I'm glad you're alive because I didn't want to go back and have to change all our damn liners making fun of you."
Right?
He goes, "Oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it."
Well, yeah. What
I
else?
said, "I
would it
got to
be?
make you laugh."
Right?
Yeah. All right. Bindi Irwin has canceled her appearance at her annual event honoring her father. She had her appendix removed. And she had her appendix removed along with 14 lesions and a cyst removed 2 years ago. So she is skipping the whole thing.
Well, she's
that
got to
would
be
honor her
got to be
late dad.
late 20s, almost 30 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
up there.
And Ukrainian President Zelensky is in Turkey today to sit down with the Russians. Possible peace deal, but last I've heard, doesn't look like Putin is showing up. And Trump said if Putin doesn't show up, he's not showing up. Putin. Trump needs to go to Russia and talk to Putin directly. That's what needs to happen. We'll see if that's going to happen. That's the only way he's going to get a deal.
Yep.
I truly believe. Bobcat kitten found along a trail in Sandoval County, rescued by hikers. And looks like kitten found and cactus spines all over it. And the Wildlife Center said there was no sign of the kitten's mother. Did they go searching for the mother who was missing a kitten? Boy, that wouldn't have been fun.
I doubt it.
But
So
they
the
did
mother
put
was
in,
probably fairly close by. And, you know, people
Well-
are really bad at looking for things like that because they're wild animals and didn't
No.
want to come out because the people were interfering. Now, I'm not saying that that's true, but that's the case in many, many, many cases.
well, they say they're going to, they're taking donations from the public, and the center will raise the kitten for the next 10 months. So, but they need donations. How much food does a bobcat kitten eat? I'm just wondering.
Well, it'll be, you know, at that age, it's still on a mother's milk replacement.
Yeah.
And they probably won't have it long enough to where, I mean, they'll have it enough to where they start weaning it, but
How come you don't become a vet or something?
I just throw some
because
steaks
I didn't
out
go to
there.
school for that.
I just throw some steaks. Here.
Me too. I was gonna say
I mean, I
I'll
did
just
a lot
throw
of-
him some meat leftovers.
You got to remember, my
Here,
wife and I have
be a
done animal
wildcat.
rescue for a long, long time, like for almost 30 years. And, you know, we had rehab certificates and all that kind of stuff where we did classes and everything. And that was among everything else we've ever done. We've always done that in the background. It's the way that we got Tug, actually, because we were both in animal control and we were doing different things, and he was a rescue. And so that's we've had probably 1,000 different animals come through us. Probably.
I think rescue animals sometimes can be the most lovable animals
100%.
because I think
I
they
agree.
appreciate it.
100%.
I think they appreciate it. All right, last week we talked about the California teacher that had sex with students. Yesterday she was sentenced. She went from Teacher of the Year in California to 30 years in prison for sexually abusing students. And the more I look at her, you know, the first time I looked at her, I was like, Now I look at her, I'm tending to believe that she's Filipino, just based on her nose. So her name is Jacqueline Ma, 36 years old, and found guilty. She's doing 30 years in prison. She had sex with 2 young boys in the classroom. I'm talking about when I say young, they're in the 6th grade. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
14-year-old boy convicted of that 2023 murder. Took less than 2 hours to convict the 14-year-old boy of murder. Police say in 2023. Somebody stole Sydney Wilson's car. She tracked the car to a gas station on Coors and Central, found a group of teens. Marco Barella got out and shot and killed Wilson. Because of his age, he will probably be sent to a juvenile detention center until he's 21. I've always questioned, why until 21? Because you're adult at the age of 18.
Right.
This kid will be eligible to get out soon after his 21st birthday. He'll be eligible because of a law that we currently have in New Mexico. Yes. Looks like the Trump effect. NATO pushes to deal with, they all committed a higher allowance to NATO. Yeah, I'm talking about Europe. I'm talking about Germany. I'm talking about, they're all like, we'll pony up more money. He didn't even have to go there and shame them this time.
Wow.
They just looked and went, he's on a roll, man. We can't. So it looks like Canada, Spain, Italy, Germany, and the UK all ponying up more money for NATO. Currently, the United States, we're like 60%? We give 60%?
I think it's a little higher than that, but I
Really?
don't remember the exact number. I thought it was
crazy.
like 68 or 69, like close to 70.
Gavin Newsom yesterday caves on reality. The new illegal aliens free health care plan is gone. He said, look, if the feds are not going to pay our Medicaid for illegal aliens, we're cutting it out. We're done. It's costing us billions of dollars a year. Well, it was costing the feds billions of dollars a year. And 120 fentanyl pills and other drugs were seized in a recent drug bust in Albuquerque. Albuquerque Police Department seized 120,000 fentanyl pills and 50,000 in cash. Rifle and other drugs were seized. And they believe that they also halted a kidnapping that was in progress as part of this whole thing. But they took 120,000 fentanyl pills off the street, 28 Xanax and oxycodone pills. They also took off the street cocaine, 359 grams, plus 56 packages of THC concentrate, and the list goes on and on. So thank you, Albuquerque Police, for taking more and more drugs off the street. Well, it looks like Representative Swalwell said yesterday to Kristi Noem that his bull beep detector was going off.
Must be looking in the mirror.
Swalwell is the same guy that brought in a Chinese girl to work for him.
Yes.
And she was actually a spy.
Yes.
For the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes. That's him.
But yesterday, in the same discussion that was going on, Representative Goldman was fighting for Garcia. Listen to this.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she posted that the evidence shows Kilmar Abrego Garcia has repeatedly been identified as a member of MS-13 by a Maryland County Police Gang unit, which I introduced for the record, a reliable confidential informant, ICE officers, an immigration judge agreed, and an appellate board agreed.
Without, so you have, is that a court order? Well, I object. No, she can put anything she wants in the record. She's not complying to your request, Mr. Goldman.
She asked for unanimous consent.
Okay, so you're objecting to her putting that into the record?
I am objecting subject to a clarification. Is that a court order that establishes that he's a member of MS-13?
An immigration judge agreed that he was MS-13.
For bail.
An appellate board agreed.
Don't misrepresent. Hold on.
A judge.
Everybody pause.
Why are these Democrats fighting so hard for somebody that is a non-citizen in this country and not fighting for the citizens of the United States of America?
Because they hate America.
I just
don't. And firstly, don't say, and this is a typical leftist thing. We see it in the text. We see it. We hear it right there in that cut. Sure. They say, oh, well, is there anyone in the court that said that? Yeah, this judge said that. Oh, well, that's not the judge I meant.
Right.
You know, well, not only the judge.
They keep moving every goalpost. Every one.
An appellate court judge, a immigration judge. Then you had an immigration panel that all agreed that he was MS-13. The list goes on and on and on.
Right.
But they keep fighting for this guy. And then you've got Representative Ramirez, who is a citizen of the United States. But look, both her parents came to this country illegally.
Correct.
You think she's fighting for people?
No.
Well, non-citizens.
That are non-citizens?
Yeah, that's who she's fighting for.
Yes, she is. Look, sometimes, I've got people that their mom and dad came and they got their papers right now. They're not fighting for people that came over here illegally.
Right.
They love this country.
Right.
They love everything it's about, but not this woman. Listen to Representative Ramirez from Illinois talking to Kristi Noem yesterday at the same hearing. Here's what she said.
You, however, have been leading this work for 116 days. And in that time, you have profiled and dehumanized our neighbors. You've betrayed our constitutional commitment to due process. You've deported United States citizens.
Lie.
You've undermined the courts. You've broken the law. You've engaged in corruption. And you've weaponized the immigration system to violate civil rights.
Lie.
As Senator Murphy perfectly stated, your department is out of control. But you're responsible. You have betrayed the sacred fundamentals of your oath.
Lie.
And I believe to my core that you are not fit to hold the office.
By the way, they keep lying and saying that they deported U.S. citizens.
Right.
By the way, the ACLU had a lawsuit against Kristi Noem, and they dropped the lawsuit because they discovered that these individuals were not U.S. citizens, and the kids they were talking about were U.S. citizens, but their parents chose to take them when they were being deported.
And you never heard that on the mainstream media because it was very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. All right, here's Representative Swalwell going against Kristi Noem.
I'm a former prosecutor. I have put people away for life sentences who are gang members. I don't need to wear costumes to show how tough I am. What makes me different from you is when I put those individuals away, I did it with the weight of the law behind me. And I yield back.
Well, you know, what's also different from Kristi Noem and you is that she's never hired a Chinese communist operative to work in our office and sleep with her. Yeah. So just thought I'd throw that in there. God bless you.
I wish she would have. I think that would have been
piece of work.
I think that would have been an appropriate response.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the difference between me and you. All right, we're going to take out the trash. We'll get to that up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry. North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, dry clean, press, starch. Drop in, just walk in, drop off your clothes, pick them up later. And look, if you don't want to bring your clothes there, let them do it. You could do it all yourself. They have coin-operated machines open 7 days a week. Find them 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 604 West Church in Carlsbad, 406 West Cedar in Loving. Check them out today. All right, we're going to take out the trash. Coming up next, Monica in the text. It's 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock.
Well, maybe maybe the Dems are getting kickbacks from MS-13. How big is MS-13?
Huge. Very
huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Trump just needs to let Putin and Zelensky wipe each other out. If they really wanted peace, they would have gotten it done. It's just excuse after excuse with those two. And the Narcos theme song and the Munsters are his favorite songs. Jeff Rowe says Blazing Saddles would cause nationwide riots nowadays.
Yes, it would.
Sino said the Chips theme song has that classic disco sound.
There's a lot of theme songs that you can say are great because of the era they represented. Chips is one of them. Miami Vice is one of them. You know, those kinds of things.
This texter said Knight Rider. Chief says the Price is Right theme song.
Come on down.
Tell B that his hurt ain't so bad. I was putting my socks on and my back went out. And whatever happened to Mad Dog, said a texter, or asked a texter.
Mad Dog is retired and traveling.
Mm-hmm.
What about the theme song from Airwolf?
Yeah, that was
a good one.
That was an underrated show.
Underdog, the theme song. And someone said it earlier, and it got lost in it. I think maybe it was Kathy from the Patch, but the Brady Bunch. A lot of people haven't said the Brady Bunch.
The very first Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Stanford and Son theme song. Yes. Well, maybe. Dukes of Hazzard, Magnum PI. A lot of people are saying Knight Rider. You've got to find a cut from Knight Rider.
Well, wait, I got one better than Knight Rider.
Knight Rider's good.
Name that theme song.
No clue. That must
Blake?
have been before my little time.
That's Airwolf. That's Airwolf.
MacGyver. You're close.
Is that MacGyver?
MacGyver. Yeah, that's MacGyver.
So was MacGyver the one that would fix everything?
Yeah, bubblegum and shoestring. Yeah.
Okay, what's the one with Chuck Norris?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I want to hear that
Walker,
one.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Let's see. The theme song from Hawaii Five-0. I guess they want to hear them. The texters want to hear them.
Well, I can only get so many on at the same.
And remember, again, the time frame of all these is 70s through the 80s.
Yeah.
All the good theme songs. Like, I'm really surprised. I said it earlier, but nope. Nobody has said SWAT. And that was a great theme song.
The unsuspecting stranger.
Which one's this one?
Better know the truth of wrong from right. Cause the eyes of the ranger are upon you.
And that is Chuck Norris singing.
Yeah, Chuck
is
Norris
Chuck
is a
Norris.
badass.
What about
He
Star
really is.
Wars?
That was not a TV show.
What about the one with William Shatner, the one that was on
Star
Rescue
Trek?
9 with Star Trek? Yeah, see?
I said that earlier.
You did?
Star Trek and Doctor Who, because the instruments they used were both
Now, what was the
non-traditional.
one that came before all of that? It was Will Rogers. What was that?
That's Lost in Space, and that actually happened
Lost
a
in
year
Space.
after Star Trek. And for those that are wondering, without Lucille Ball, we would have never had Star Trek. Because she said when they approached the studio with it, everybody said no. And she said, I don't understand it, but that's going to be the show. I say yes. And because of her, Star Trek.
So, but like, who was she in the industry? I know she was an
Lucille
actress.
Ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
But
She
did
was
she
big
have
time.
play like
she
that?
was one of the biggest players in the industry.
Okay, I gotcha. What are you playing?
That's the beginning of Lost
All
in
right, that was
Space.
it?
There,
That was it?
No, that's it. Keep going. That's Lost in Space. Now, that's
And it
late
was so
60s.
cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
It was so cheesy.
gonna
It
say
really
that
was.
that came out
dope.
after Star Trek.
Oh, this is a new one.
Yeah.
Nobody said this one. The Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites.
The
Again,
A-Team.
Yeah.
Someone said,
A-Team was
please
awesome.
play the theme song for the A-Team.
But
All
again,
right, I'm gonna have to go back and find it.
All right.
you
Give me a second
You
here,
should have
dang it.
prepared better when you were asking this
Maddie
question.
B, yes! Family Matters and the Full House theme. We are totally showing our generation,
Well,
Maddie.
but
That's
again,
right. Fresh Prince. Maddie B.
these are all going through to the early 90s, but there's nothing after that. There's nothing after the
Whatever
early 90s.
happened to I don't know the words.
72 crack commando
There,
unit was sent to
18.
prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe.
I once called him the knockoff one of my ex-wives.
Patrick said,
Of course, I'm just
Well,
joking.
they're
Come
only,
on, people.
Kevin,
Wait,
they're only
Top
there
Gun?
to help. They don't knock people off.
Patrick said Top Gun was the greatest ever.
That
Is
was
the
a
greatest
movie,
ever.
not a TV show.
But that's a movie, not a show. Not a show.
We're talking
Bible.
TV show themes.
All right, let me get to taking out trash. Before I get taken out trash, 71% of Democratic voters and 81% of socialists want Elon Musk to be put in jail for his role in Doge. They want him jailed.
For finding the corruption. What does that tell you?
Yes. Yes.
I
Unbelievable.
question
They want him.
anyone who would go against rooting out corruption.
Gosh.
You need to seek mental health.
You're the one that's
Unbelievable.
corrupt.
They want
Yeah,
him put
exactly.
in jail.
You're mentally
Hole in the
unstable
middle
or
of
you-
the
or you're corrupt.
interstate bridge has some people panicking near Santa Rosa. If you're driving that way, be careful. New Mexico Department of Transportation crews learned about the hole in the bridge. I saw the picture. It is quite large.
Yes, it is.
It's
I wanna go see it.
westbound on I-40. One lane across the bridge near Santa Rosa. So be careful if you are heading that way. Man pled guilty to aggravated sexual assault of a child, sentenced to 40 years in prison out of Lubbock. The Lubbock man will now spend 2 decades in prison after admitting he sexually abused a 7-year-old back in 2022. 32-year-old Delmar Ortiz pled guilty yesterday morning to aggravated assault of a child in Lubbock. And student loan delinquency surged to one of the highest time ever, sending credit scores plummeting from borrowers. That according to the Federal Reserve this morning. You borrowed the money. What do you have to do?
Pay it back.
Oh, is that what you got to do? Okay.
Well, I
just
mean,
checking.
Joe Biden tried to get rid of that, but only for a
Yeah.
select people.
It's unconstitutional.
Well, and the
Yeah, you
reason
can't
they tried
transfer
to do it is because in their calculations, most of the people they figured who had taken those student loans and finished college tend to lean to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
they, because they've been indoctrinated by the professors. And
Correct.
so they thought that, okay, a majority of them, and it may be a simple majority, but they lean to the left, so they want to help their friends.
Yep.
So if you went to a
Well,
trade
it's all
school,
about buying votes.
if you went to a trade school, you most likely lean to the right because you actually work.
Correct.
And
So we're not
they
getting
didn't
those.
want to forgive that.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to pay those. What's the matter with you? All right, let me get to taking out trash. Things that happened on this date in history on the way. Taking out trash, bringing you taking out the trash. You can find Trash Eaters at trash-eaters.com. So Trash Eaters offering to haul your waste away, residential waste, commercial waste. They have the 96-gallon poly carts for residential customers, 2 and 4 yard metal dumpsters for commercial clients. And if you need a roll-off container, call Kayleen this morning. She's there to help. 575-408-1719, trash-eaters.com. Well, mothers all the time just want to help. Isn't it nice when mothers help? I mean, It's a little different if you're buying your son ammo and tactical gear when he plans a mass shooting. So the Texas mother has been arrested and charged with allegedly buying ammo and tactical gear for her son as he was planning a mass targeting violence at a middle school. Ashley Pardo, 33 years old, was arrested Monday and charged with aiding in the commission of terrorism after she allegedly provided ammo and tactical gear for her son, whose behavior demonstrated plans that he was planning a mass targeted violence at Rhodes Middle School in San Antonio. So what does mom do? Hey, it was Mother's Day. She went out and bought her son, some ammo and tactical gear. Yeah. By the way, the son, whose name was not listed because he is a minor, wanted to shoot up the school. And she went out and bought the ammo and the tactical gear for him. By the way, the grandmother was the voice of reason, told officials that Pardo had taken the boy to a surplus store and bought him magazines and tactical vest and ballistic plates and a tactical black helmet with camo and ammo. So the grandmother is the one who called and said, beware of this. Mother of the year? I say not. Idiot of the year? I say yes. Boob of the day, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Monica, get to the text quickly. Things that happened on this date in history coming up next. It's already 8:01.
This texter said CSI Miami, Hogan's Heroes, Route 66, the Black Sheep Squadron. Yes, we said that. Petticoat Junction or I Dream of Jeannie, said another text. Anything from Henry Mancini. And Thunder in Paradise theme song. Happy Days. That's the first time we've seen Happy Days, the Andy Griffith Show. A Simple Woman says, I always liked the theme song from Weeds. The different versions of Little Boxes always got stuck in my head. Route 66. Yep. Sino says, it's the era, the late 70s through the 80s. Good theme songs and music. Night Rider, said another texter.
That was the last time in Top 40 Radio that a purely instrumental song made the charts, was in that time frame.
Fantasy Island.
Zipplane.
Quantum Leap and MacGyver. Lucille Ball was a natural brunette, even though she's famous as a redhead. Interesting. And Jody would know this one. How about the theme song for Flipper? Because he is always in the water.
They call him Flipper.
Lassie. Did someone say Lassie? Mash? Laverne?
Yeah, early on somebody said Lassie.
Okay. How about Green Acres? Says the texter. Laverne and Shirley. Which one was the Jetsons theme song? Yes, that was a good one. Robin Williams, where he arrives in the egg.
Mork.
Oh, you're talking Marky and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, Mark and Mindy. Marky and Mindy.
Okay, Tom.
I'm too busy watching on screen. Supreme Court is tackling two things this morning. Judicial overreach. They're talking about that, where the courts are, telling Trump he can't do this and that, and birthright citizenship.
And
they're supposedly tackling that. I don't think they'll make a decision on birthright citizenship. I think they'll only say if it merits continuing a full hearing.
Right. And right now, Zelensky is in a single chair by himself with a crowd of reporters around him talking about whatever he wants to talk about, the peace talks with Russia. But he's there
That's not good.
He's there by himself.
That's not good. That is not good. No,
but
that is not good.
In case you were wondering, he showed up. He's the only one that came for the party.
The more that
I
look at
him, nobody from Russia showed up.
No, he's on stage by himself.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
He's sitting in the chair, talking into the microphone. Of course, I can't hear what he's saying right now, but he is talking to the reporters that are gathered around.
This is not good. No, not good. All right, Blake, let's get to things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms, indoor firing range, 236 East Navajo in Hobbs, veteran-owned and operated, large selection of firearms. They've got state-of-the-art indoor firing range, Milo FBI training simulator. You can pay by the month or you can pay by the hour. They're open 7 days a week. They have a huge selection of optics, suppressors, guns, safes, tactical gears. If you're looking for a grunt-style brand clothing, they've got that. And don't forget, they do offer financing. Find them on the line at 2atacticalrange.com or 236 East Navajo in Hobbs, proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history.
So it was on this date in 1930 that Ellen Church was on board a United Airlines flight as the very first flight attendant. Back then, they were called stewardesses, but nowadays people get bent out of shape if you say that. On this day in 1940, the very first pair of nylon stockings were sold in the U.S. The next day, they had a run on them. And on this day in 1942, gasoline rationing went into effect in 17 states.
Okay.
Each driver was allotted 3 gallons a week.
Wow.
Let that sink in. And that was because of the war.
Yeah.
And in 1963, Judy Garland's last film, I Could Go On Singing, opened. Newsflash, she didn't. And on this day in 1970, President Richard Nixon appointed the first 2 U.S. female generals. A Republican.
Nice.
The first female generals. Also in 1970 on this day, Pink Floyd performed at a show at the Palace Garden in the UK that was so loud, it reportedly killed fish in a nearby lake. Locals said they never heard of it. They don't hear anything still. Today is International Kangaroo Care Awareness Day. Okay. Bring flowers to someone day. International Day of Families, National Nylon Stocking Day, National Chocolate Chip Day, and Peace Officers Memorial Day. As of noon today, we're officially halfway through the merry, merry month of May.
Lord.
Memorial Day weekend starts a week from Friday. Keep that in mind. And it is 31 days until Father's Day. Andy Murray turns 38 today. Anyone know who he is?
No.
He's a tennis stud. He became the first Brit to win a Grand Slam title in more than 40 years when he won the U.S. Open in 2012. Jamie Lynn Sigler celebrates her 44th birthday today.
Okay.
She was on The Sopranos, and now she's doing a podcast with Christina Applegate that's called Messy. They both have MS.
Oh.
Yeah. David Krumholtz turns the big 47. Go ahead, say it. Monica.
The big 47?
Krumholtz.
Krumholtz. I don't know.
Who?
That sounds like
All
the
right.
other day I said crumbs.
Right.
Oh.
He's 47 now.
Krumholtz.
Now I'm going to say all these things that he's been in, and you'll be like, oh, when you see the guy, you know who he is.
Okay.
He's the math guy on Numbers. He was Goldstein in the Harold and Kumar movies.
Okay.
He was Bernard the Elf in the Santa Claus movies.
Yes.
And he's the physicist working on the Manhattan Project in Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Oppenheimer. Ray Lewis is 50 today. Retired Baltimore Ravens linebacker / Super Bowl MVP / former murder suspect.
I was
There are
going to
people
say, that
dying
name
to meet
sounds
this
like
guy.
a sports name. Ray Lewis.
They're dying to meet him.
Yes, they did. Ahmet Zappa, Jack Frost, turns 51 today. Former Dallas Cowboy running back and football Hall of Famer, Emmitt Smith.
All-time leading rusher.
He wasn't here for that.
I know, turns 56 today. Tom, you missed it. It was your day, sir.
We should call him.
He's the NFL's greatest all-time rusher.
I'm calling him.
No. Former baseball pitcher John Smoltz turns 58 today. Lee Horsley turns 70 today. And for those that remember, he was Matt Houston. That was kind of a poor man's Magnum PI. Baseball's George Brett turned 72 today. He played for the Kansas City Royals. Mike Oldfield, he turns 72 today. Kevin?
I didn't have Mike Oldfield.
Oh, yes, you did, because we went and found it. He is a composer, composed Tubular Bells. That is the...
Oh yeah, the theme from The Exorcist.
Yes.
Ew.
That dude turned 72 today.
That was the green. That was the green soup.
Nicholas Hammond is 75 today. Now, he was Friedrich von Trapp in The Sound of Music, and he grew up to play the first ever live-action Spider-Man. So kind of cool. Brian Eno turns 77 today.
Never heard of him.
He's the genius who was in Roxy Music, and he's really known also for being a producer.
Okay.
All right, a couple things he did as a producer. He was the producer of U2's album, The Joshua Tree, and of Devo's Are We Not Men, We Are Devo. He also composed a sound that so many Windows users know by heart, that shimmering sound when you hear the startup of a Microsoft Windows machine. And finally, Wavy Gravy, still alive, is 89 today. Now, he was a member of the Woodstock Counterculture, who actually inspired Ben & Jerry, it's funny that Ben & Jerry was earlier, to name that ice cream flavor after him, Wavy Gravy. His real name, Hugh Romney. And I have one person who is no longer with us, Kevin. Madeleine Albright, former Secretary of State and Hillary's live-in.
Yeah, they were tight. I mean, very tight.
Single bedroom condo. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, very, very tight. They were very tight. Yeah.
And that's what happened on this day in history and the birthdays. Very few music ones today. We had a lot yesterday.
Yeah, darn sure did. KWMW Maljamar, 105.1 FM, 93.5 KWES Ruidoso. And you can find us at KDAZ, AM 700, FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. We got to do our national anthem and our pledge. It's already 8:12. It's being brought to you by Rebecca Long, your Farmers insurance agent. Look, she has been working with farmers since she was 19 years of age. She started her own business 40 plus years later, still going strong, still helping folks. If you have insurance and you're shopping around right now, call Rebecca Long, 575 575-393-2661. Doesn't matter where you're located in the state. Call Rebecca Long today. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca today. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. She can take care of all of your insurance. She's the proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
$8:15 after 8. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in complete control.
Today's verse of the day comes from the book of Ephesians 4:29. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them.
This is Mike Welsh with Judah Oil. Can you join us in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
on earth as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is on heaven.
Give us this day our
Give
daily
us
bread,
this day our daily bread,
and forgive us
and forgive us,
our trespasses, and we forgiven those who trespass against us.
and forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not to temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Amen.
Amen.
16 after 8, Monica. When we take a break, I want you to go look at Jennifer Lopez's nose. We'll talk about that
Okay.
when we return.
Really?
Yeah, she got. It looks like maybe maybe her and Jennifer Lawrence got. I mean, I
They
don't know
ran
what
into a
happened,
glass
but
door?
go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was Ben Affleck. I don't know, but go check it out. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. 17 after 8 news this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale reminding you when accidents happen, it's when you least expect them. And when they do, you need a trusted law firm to fight for you. That's the Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, and oil-fill accidents. They're based in Roswell, serving the entire state. Look, they offer free consultations, and you never pay until they win your case. Call Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com. Call him today, 575-208-5300. We're coming right back. We're beyond the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The Supreme Court is about to hear arguments about lower courts blocking President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship.
What the administration is arguing is like, listen, this has come into an epidemic proportion with this second Trump administration, all of these nationwide injunctions, and you're stopping the executive branch, the president, from being able to do his job. Now, on the other side of this, you've got some organizations, some states suing, saying, listen, birthright citizenship has been understood to be the same way for 125 years. There's no emergency here. There's no reason for the Supreme Court to get involved.
Fox Chief Legal Correspondent Shannon Bream. President Trump is in the United Arab Emirates. On Air Force One, he's asked about Russia-Ukraine peace talks in Turkey, not attended by Russian President Vladimir Putin.
He was going to go, but he thought I was going to go. He wasn't going if I wasn't there. And I don't believe anything's going to happen, whether you like it or not, until he and I get together.
America's listening to Fox News.
It's markdown madness all week at Bob's Ridgeway. With top sirloin steak, $6.99 a pound. Sirloin cut pork chops, $1.49 a pound. Extra large grapes, $1.99 a pound. And get your Hot House bell peppers, just 99 cents each. Hot Pockets, 12 count, just $12.98. And Kellogg's giant size cereals, only $4.98. Get your Food Club split top wheat bread, just $1.88 a loaf. Food Club peanut butter, 2 big 16-ounce jars for $3, and get your Kraft macaroni and cheese, 5 boxes for $5. And that's just a few of more than 150 big markdown madness values this week at Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar always goes farther.
Now for Kubota Orange Days, your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery in Roswell, is delivering the savings you need for the life you love. Join them for their special event all this week through Saturday, May 17th, for exclusive deals on America's favorite compact tractors, zero turns, and more. Their factory-trained experts will be on hand to find you the perfect match, with special Orange Days financing available only at Amigo Machinery in Roswell. W105 will be there live 11 to 1 with our own Blake Ovard. Come by to say hi and get a great deal on your next Kubota this Saturday, 11 to 1 at Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer, 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
The Ugly Boot Sale is back at the Working Guys store. We're kicking it off just in time for Father's Day, clearing out over 500 pairs of work boots, prices as low as $49.99. And here's the kicker. Buy 1 pair, get $20 off the clearance price. Buy 2 pair, take $50 off. Buy 3 pair, and boom! You get $150 off the total clearance price. Name brands on sale. Hurry, sale ends soon at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
This is Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, where our business is built on dreams and imagination. Right now, the Lincoln County real estate market has more buyers than sellers. What does that mean? It means that the local market of inventory of houses and ranches is low, but we have plenty of buyers ready and willing to purchase properties. So if you've been considering putting something on the market, it's a good time to get top dollar for your investment. Telephone my team of seasoned professionals at 575-257-3000. That's Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, online at rudoso-nm.com.
This is right where
Gary Allen is headed to Inn of the Mountain Gods May 23rd. Catch the country legend and all his biggest hits live in concert.
Nothing on but the radio.
Tickets on sale now for Gary Allen May 23rd. Visit inofthemountaingods.com or Ticketmaster.com. Minors must be accompanied by an adult.
If you're a vet or active duty and looking for a VA home loan, I'm here to help. I'm Rob Rispoli. Call me VA Rob. I've been part of Indigo Mortgage for many years. For more than 20 years, we've helped New Mexico veterans buy or refinance their home. Avoid the high fees and runaround from national lenders. No one cares more about your VA loan than VA Rob. Learn more and apply online. VARob.net, proudly serving vets. NMLS 993-177 and 188-348.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico. Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay. In addition, you get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
Get ready for the American Legion Post 7 Spring Fishing Derby this Memorial Day weekend. They've stocked the waters, and hidden among them are tagged catfish, including one worth a whopping $1,000. But wait, there's more. Bring your best fishing game because the biggest bass hauled in will snag a great prize. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a first-time caster, this is your chance to reel in the big one. For just a $20 donation, you'll support the local American Legion Post 7, and kids under 12 fish for free. It's family-friendly fun for all ages. Sign-ups begin May 23rd at 1 p.m. at the scenic Lower Tansill Dam, kicking off 2 full days of fishing fun on Saturday, May 24th and Sunday, May 25th. And trust them, there are plenty more tag fish and exciting prizes just waiting to be hooked, including the biggest catfish worth $500. A special shout-out to the core sponsors, Varco Electric and Silver Bullet Trucking. This message is proudly brought to you by the Carlsbad Lodgers Tax, supporting local events and tourism.
Now, back to the show.
In the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford, with the goal of being your #1 Ford dealer in New Mexico and West Texas.
In the Breakfast Club, as much a part of waking up as Folgers in your house. Call now, 877-396-W105. Call now.
You're the coolest person that's ever talked to me.
Feels more real than the real world.
The Real Deal.
And now, a woman's thoughts on Salma Hayek's Sports Illustrated photo shoot.
Wow, Salma Hayek on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Looking great at 58. Good for her. But it appears Salma's top may have shrunken a little in that warm pool water. Huh. Oh, here she is in a zebra print bikini with real zebras behind her. I wonder what the zebras were thinking. Good thing there wasn't a lion around. Salma would have been running for her life saying, "I'm just doing a bikini shoot, go for them." Oh, and this one of her in the crocheted bikini top with the flowers. That's some sturdy hook work holding her in there. But I have a feeling I won't find that suit at Target. So thank you, Sports Illustrated. Once again, you've shown me absolutely no correlation between sports or what I can wear this swimsuit season.
And that was a woman's thoughts on Salma Hayek's Sports Illustrated photo shoot.
That's awesome.
Not that they hate her or anything. You know, she's 58 and she is smoking hot and still looking good.
Danny Trejo
and
still
married
has
to
her
a billionaire. Yeah. And married to a billionaire on top of that. Who's her husband? He's one of the richest men in the world.
I don't remember.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's like.
I don't keep up with those
me
celebrity
either. I don't keep
marriages.
up with her.
You know, I mean.
Yeah, and the only reason I know they showed up somewhere and they were like, "Oh yeah, he's, you know, one of the richest men in the world." I'm like, damn.
Let me look. How do you spell Hayek?
Hayek.
I got it. Let's see. She's worth $200 million. She's married to Francois Henry Pinault.
And who is he?
I think he's the Louis Vuitton guy.
Oh.
I think that's who that is. She married him in 2009, is what this says.
Francois is worth just a buttload of money. Gucci. He's the Gucci guy.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. But he's a billionaire.
Well, let me just click it and see what it says. French businessman took the reins of, the luxury group that includes Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Bodega.
Yeah, he's worth $7 billion.
Christie's, Pinault Collection, Artemis, Chateau Latour.
So you think between them they're trying to squeeze out rent money?
Yeah.
You think they're talking about how are we going to make these bills? Insurance is due at the end of the month.
And of course, he's a billionaire, but she by herself is worth $200 million.
Yeah. So not bad. Not on hers. Virginia McDonald's banning customers under the age of 21 from entering the restaurant. This restaurant has been plagued by a rising amount of violence by local high school students. These kids have been such a nuisance that even the Hamburglar is not showing up anymore. It's pretty bad. McDonald's is appalled by the behavior, and they're telling all local kids that if they want to fight each other, they need to dine at the Waffle House. That's where the fights are supposed to happen. So head down to the Waffle House. Professional circus performer who specializes in hair hanging broke the Guinness World Book of Records, suspending by her locks for 25 minutes and 11 seconds. This is kind of weird because I'm going to be honest. I've been pulling my hair out with Tom. I think I have the record. I think I should get it. Looks like Los Angeles judge granted a restraining order to the Little Mermaid actor Halle Berry and her ex-boyfriend, rapper DDG, has been violent. And did you check out Jennifer Lopez's nose?
Well, she was in some kind of accident, right?
Yeah,
Monica?
she was
Yes.
rehearsing for the American Music Awards, and she's supposed to be hosting coming up May 26th when she had a little accident. It looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good. I don't know how you get an accident when you're, and why she's rehearsing so early. It's not, 26 is a little ways away, isn't it?
Well, yeah, 10 days,
Yeah.
11 days.
I'm blaming it on Ben Affleck. He came back, tried to get back together.
You think so?
Had to be. Yeah, maybe. Looks like maybe he was in a drunken stupor and came back, and yeah, maybe. Chuck Schumer, Democrats dodging questions about Joe Biden. They have asked about Joe Biden's ability, and they are dodging. I'm dying over here.
Are you? Yeah. And they're dodging because they always dodge the truth. They, if they're going to be out there and they're going to throw all these allegations out there, and yet it's telegraphing what they do. And so anytime somebody's going to bring that back on them, of course they're going to deny. That's what they do, is deny. Right? I mean, so you better?
I agree.
You better?
I'm over here crying now. I was coughing so bad. And when I cough, it hurts that muscle in my chest. Not good. But I'm going to be all right. You can count on that. All right. Looks like a second suspect in Albuquerque arrested in that fatal shooting. So this kid's an 18-year-old. The first suspect they arrested was a 17-year-old. What's up with these kids nowadays?
It's sad.
I know people say, well, we got to give them things to do. No, we build all kind of things for them to do. That's not what they want to do. These kids, it's not going to affect them like that. Florida man breaks into his ex-girlfriend's home through the doggy door. And I just begged, how big's the damn dog if you get in through the doggy door? Escambia County Sheriff deputies arrested the man on May 7th, allegedly broke into his girlfriend's home through the doggy door. 26-year-old Caleb William Ross.
Well, maybe he weighs
has
like
been
a
arrested.
$110 soaking wet.
Listen.
Yeah, got in.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Because one of my friends, her husband's a big guy, and he had to get into a house to go wake somebody up, and he fit through the damn doggy door. He worked his way.
Unbelievable.
Well,
He's a big
honestly,
guy.
as long as you can get your head and a shoulder through, you can get through the opening. I mean,
By the
it,
way,
it
you
may
found
squeeze
her.
you, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, deputies were called to the home when the ex-girlfriend found him laying in her bed. Eventually, the two struggled, and the female hit him in the nose and in the elbow. And Ross reportedly left the same way he came, through the damn doggy door. He has been charged. Needless to say, without the girlfriend, he left.
Well,
now,
maybe-
would you call
maybe she
that
has a-
doggy style?
Maybe she has a Great Dane.
Yes, I would call that doggy style.
And by the way, he has been arrested. He's in the doghouse. All right, what's your thoughts on this? Senator Mike Lee, and I like Mike Lee, Mike Lee is introducing a bill that would ban, well, it would make porn illegal in the United States. Blake, no, I'm
Good luck.
serious.
Good luck.
Blake, give me your thoughts on this, making porn illegal for adults.
I think that he is being extremely frivolous and only playing to somebody group of his constituency, because to try to make something like that illegal in the U.S. is probably just stupid. Because you have access to the internet
Illegal to watch or illegal to perform?
or make
Or
or
make.
any of that stuff.
Any of it to watch.
Illegalize it, all of it.
So you're going to say it's
he
illegal
said,
to watch. And then what are you going to
he said
classify
it
as
is.
that?
Well, he said obscenity is not covered under the First Amendment.
Well, look,
And
how
look-
are you, but how are you going to define that? Because there are people who would define full frontal nudity just by itself as being porn.
Well, maybe.
So, Monica, what's your thoughts on this?
You know,
banning porn.
That's a very sensitive subject to me
Well.
because well, okay, I'm gonna go a little biblical on this. If you know Eve wouldn't have sinned, we'd all be running around naked, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the thing.
God created the body.
Correct. He created the body, you know, man for a woman, woman for a man. But I think that if you are married, like first and foremost, your eyes should be on your spouse, on your wife, your man, whatever.
Sure.
But I just can't say that, like, we were talking about this off air. Men are men. They're going to look, if they're single, even if they're married and your wife has no problem with that, okay. If that's what helps y'all in the marriage bed,
You have
whatever.
eyeballs.
Yeah, but I mean, there are standards. And so I don't think that even in putting a ban on it, it would ever stop, honestly, because we live in a fallen nature.
Well, I think this would be a
I
lot
don't
like
think you
prohibition.
can-
It would be
I
a lot
think
like prohibition.
morality.
Correct.
Morality is something, I don't know if you can legislate morality.
Well, Correct.
And here lies
Let
the
me give
problem.
let me give you an example,
with
Kevin. If you go to a Muslim country, it is outlawed and you can be put to
Right.
death, but they still see it and they still do it and they still.
Correct.
So
So, yeah, it comes
and-
down to a moral thing. Like, you yourself have to
So-
choose
Yes.
not to.
Yeah,
So-
100%.
It is a choice. If you are going to attract the Republican Party, if you're going to attract young Republicans, this is not what I mean, I'm not saying they are watching porn. I'm just saying, look, it's an individual choice.
Right.
I mean, what next are you going to try to ban?
Correct.
Well, and again,
So
it's kind of like prohibition. How long did that last?
Right.
You can't have a drink.
I mean, and
It-
I'm going to be honest,
marijuana.
he's starting to sound like Democrats.
Yes.
If they don't like it, we're going to ban it.
Yeah.
They don't like sodas, we're going to ban it.
I think whenever you
Yeah. Where
have
do you stop for trying to control somebody's personal choices?
right, when you're going to stand up for something like that, I think instead of saying we want to ban this, why don't you promote
The opposite.
the opposite, you know, and promote teaching our kids not to watch that or whatever. I'm just saying it's porn is dangerous.
I don't know.
in
I just
so many
I
areas.
got a problem. I got
For
a
men
problem
and women.
banning stuff.
Right.
Right.
I got a problem banning stuff,
Right.
and I think it's a wrong move by the Republican Party.
I
Look,
completely
we
agree.
we
with you.
tried invoking a lot of religion in the Republican Party,
I think
and
that's a
we
mistake,
started
too.
losing elections.
That's a mistake.
We did.
Don't watch porn, make porn. That's what somebody should.
No, I'm just saying.
Is that Tom A?
No.
Tom A just said that message.
That was his
No,
video.
that was me.
No, I'm just saying that when it comes to personal choices like that, for what people do and don't do with their spare time, what's the next thing
Yeah.
you're going to ban?
Look,
You know,
there are people. I got a friend of mine,
we know.
and I'm not going to mention any names, but he shares his wife with other men, and I'm like,
He's a swinger.
I couldn't. No. It's a different lifestyle. It's,
I know someone like that.
And so I could never do that.
No,
Me either.
You know,
I don't want to be
but
short.
I'm not gonna
ban
I'm
him
not
from
gonna
doing it.
I'm not gonna. It's his choice. It's his wife.
Wait, pause.
I,
So, like,
So-
does he promote her?
no, he likes to see his wife with other guys.
And I don't agree with that in any way, shape, or form, but they're adults and that's their right.
And you know what? They're happily married.
Well, they're married.
They
What if she falls in
they
love with
love
one of
each
them?
other, and evidently
A lot of
she's
good
very
questions.
happy. She's very happy.
A lot of good questions.
So, Monica.
I'm just saying that
Well, I'm
when
just
it comes to personal choices, you can't legislate that.
No.
Or
no.
like you
Uh,
said,
it-
why don't you just change to Democrat? Because Democrats want to control your life.
they
That is
want to
not-
they want to control your life.
We
Yeah.
want, Republicans or libertarians or anyone other than Democrats for the most part, or anyone that's not on the left, just wants to be left alone. Leave us alone and
I
let us
agree.
live our
We
life.
could obviously go
So-
on and on this topic, but my point of view, I don't think a ban would work. So ban it all you want. People are still going to watch.
Look, we tried to ban things in America. We tried to ban alcohol.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Mhm.
It didn't work. That's why a part of me takes on libertarian stance for drugs, because have we been able to stop drug addiction and drugs coming into this country?
No. And all of that's great examples.
Same thing with
Well-
creating birth control.
well,
Have we
here's-
been able to stop abortions or people from getting, or having unwanted
N-
pregnancies?
No, and as a
No.
matter of fact, Planned Parenthood just said that they had 402,000 killed last year, which was
Oh.
up from 392,000.
Yeah.
The whole
Planned
city.
Parenthood, and that's your tax dollars.
That's-
That's your tax dollars.
That is one 1/4 of the population of New Mexico. You think about that.
Yep. Killed
That's
off.
sad.
You remember the story with the two little boys with the loaded handgun?
Yes.
Remember that story? Well, court documents show a history of problems at home with the two boys and with their parents, and the dad is incarcerated at this point in time, and the boys took the gun from the dad's hiding place. Maybe you ought to find a better hiding place, I guess.
Haven't we
And,
banned minors from having possession of a gun? I mean,
Yeah.
this is
That's
where the
already-
banning thing goes.
Hey, did you
And
said
yeah, there does need to be more safeguards in place so minors don't get in
Yeah.
control.
well,
of it.
and there
I
lies
agree.
the problem. The dad's not there. He's not present. They don't have a father figure. So I
Well,
mean,
what about the mom? What
right?
about the
I want to
mom?
know who
Should the
she
mom,
is, where she's been.
But here we go again. We have people that police are called to that house a lot, and maybe this
56
is the
times.
kids just crying out for help.
Yes. Bless their
Maybe they
hearts.
want some attention.
And you know what
maybe.
made me so sad? Because the boys were 9 and 7, and that's exactly
Right.
how old my littles are. 9 and 7. I can't imagine
that's
Audie
crazy.
holding a gun at all.
That is crazy. Well, look at this. A boy 14 charged with murdering a 16-year-old teen in the Bronx.
Oh my gosh.
So we are seeing these stories way too often. Kind of crazy. And Blake, this story might get your attention. U.S. engineers find rogue communication devices and Chinese solar panels.
Yep. I saw that.
U.S. engineers discovering mysterious undocumented communication devices lurking in some of the Chinese-made power inverters and batteries and solar panels.
Yep. You know, the ones Michelle Lujan Grisham is trying so hard to be brought over.
We just don't know what the Chinese are doing. They're a little bit sneaky.
Well, and there are American-made versions of every component to a solar system. But it may cost a little bit more, but it's going to be American-made, so it's going to be better
and
made.
It'll last.
And will last.
It will last.
And it won't
There
have
is
Chinese
nothing the
spyware.
Chinese put out that lasts a long time. Just doesn't. Nope. Teen Vogue falsely claims that guns are the #1 killer of kids. You've heard Democrats say that a whole bunch. Guns are the #1 killer. By the way, they had to make a retraction because guns are not the #1 killer of kids.
Nope.
So, congratulations, Vogue. At least you did a retraction to this. That's pretty awesome. All right, we'll check the text, then get to the boob of the day. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, a trusted name across southeast New Mexico. Exceptional construction and siding services. They offer residential services, but they also offer industrial type metal buildings and commercial type metal buildings. From start to finish, they get out there and they get it done. If you are a victim of the hail that we had a couple weeks ago and you got problems with your house, could be siding, could be roof, could be both, maybe windows, they can go out there and work with the insurance company to get it fixed for you. 575-391-1430 or go to the website Seminole Siding and Construction.com. It's 8:44, Monica.
Sino says, I love it when you guys recite the Lord's Prayer. One of the best books I've ever read, in chapter 17 of Kingdom Come by Johnny Enlow, has awesome insight. Thanks for that information, Sino. And talking about the doggy doors, Trucker Gary said, I would crawl. Wait, no, not that one. We have an extra large doggy door for our Great Pyrenees dog. A cop friend has climbed through it a couple of times for demonstration only. So, yes, there are big doggy doors.
Pyrenees are big dogs.
Jeffro says they need a ban tequila then. That evil liquid makes me run down the highway naked, said Jeffro. Trucker Gary said, I would crawl through a mile of broken glass to hear Selma Hayek fart over a walkie-talkie. Dang, that was like very detailed, Trucker Gary. This texter said, I would take Monica over Selma any day. A la máquina. Well, thanks. That just made my morning. And this texter obviously is a believer. Matthew 5:28. If a man looks upon a woman with lust, he has committed adultery in his heart already. That is true. That's why it's dangerous to bring it into the marriage bed, but some people still do. And the best friend of the guy that you mentioned, sounds like P. Diddy, this texter said. Young men should not be encouraged, or should be encouraged to not watch porn.
I agree.
It does, yes, it will mess you up, I promise. Banning porn isn't the answer, but efforts do need to be made to make it more difficult to access, especially by minors, says
Amen.
Chris in Carlsbad. I agree with that completely.
That's what I'm saying, but you can't just go around banning everything.
Sure. How about a gun safe, said Big D.
Personal responsibility.
And guys, there are some parents out there that are deliberately raising heathens because they are heathens themselves. And they want their children to be just like them because they're proud of it.
True.
That's really sad because you just ruined that child's life by raising him to be stupid. Big Biden and Tom Lover says the #1 killer is mental abuse. Big Trucker C said, dang it, Monica. I like the way you think. Don't ban it. Make it. Happy birthday to me, says Bonnie Kane. I'm 59 today. Yay.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Bonnie.
birthday, Bonnie.
Listen, when people are celebrating these birthdays and they're getting, a little sad because they're getting older, just honestly flip that around and just be thankful because as you age, you're growing in wisdom. And that's biblical. So I always tell my girls, listen, I've got about 26 something years on you. Like you can't get you're not going to get past on me. If I had a W105 Monica poster, I could hang it next to my Cheryl Teagues and Bo Derek in the shop. Bo Derek was hot, right?
Cheryl Teagues was too back
Cheryl
in the
Teagues
day.
was hot. I've never
Those
heard
were
of
both,
her.
both hot in the late 70s,
Hey,
early 80s.
There is a billboard up of us in Hobbs, 2A Tactical. There's a huge sign up of the W105.
Yeah, I did see that.
Did you see that? I got to see it
I
live
did.
in action.
Well, I think Will sent that to me.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
I liked
I
it.
think he did.
Morning, guys. I'm wondering how Tom is doing. CSI Miami is a good theme
Well,
song.
Tom is
Pink
Tom,
Panther.
and he's still kicking.
Okay. And what about Law and Order? How I Met Your Mother and The Big Bang Theory? Trucker Gary said, well, maybe, baby. I'm just saying a lot went into that answer, Trucker Gary. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you thinking? Maddie B said Doogie Howser.
Oh, that's a great theme. Great theme.
And we'll end with these ones. The original CSI, Hawaii Five-0, and Sanford and Son. There you go.
All right, Monica, I might need your help pronunciation.
Sure.
So me and Greg have been friends for, on Facebook. He's from Dexter. My kids went to school in Dexter. Anyway, cool story. Not cool that his dad passed, but this morning me and him were chatting because I was giving my condolences that his dad passed. And Greg, it's Vallejos. And anytime with the J in a Spanish word, it messes me up. How do you say that?
Valeriojos?
So anyway, he was telling me that his dad passed, and I was giving my condolences this morning. And he said, Mike Smith, the jockey from Dexter that has won all the big time races. He said his dad's the one that trained Mike. So I thought that was pretty cool that his dad trained him. Anyway, his dad passed, and I was seeing all the messages on Facebook, and I was just like, man, this guy was loved by lots and lots and lots and lots of people. And so I thought that was pretty cool that he's the guy that trained Mike Smith how to ride. And that guy went on to win Kentucky Derby, Triple Crown, you name it. He won all the big races. So, and he's from Southeast New Mexico. So I thought I would chat about that. Pretty cool. In his memory. And Greg, thoughts and prayers, bro. All right, we got to get to the boob of the day this morning, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. They offer functional medicine, and such as natural supplements, stem cell therapy, and ozone therapy. And look, if you're living in pain, there are alternatives. If you are hurting, look, stem cell therapy works. Ozone therapy also works. Go talk to Kelly Pfeiffer today. Ladies, if you're going through hormonal issues, they offer hormonal optimization. And guys, they have testosterone replacement therapy. They also do lots of aesthetics. Give them a call, 575-964-8025, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Now, was it you who gave us the story earlier, or was that not headline news about the guy at Home Depot?
I don't
Home
remember.
Depot, that was on headline news.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you the whole story then, because I had two of them just in case. If you want to do weird stuff in the privacy of your own shed, yeah, no one's judging that, but you buy the shed first is the way this goes. So you kind of heard it if you were here earlier. A guy in Louisiana got arrested on Mother's Day after he was caught pleasuring himself inside a display shed at
Ew.
Lowe's.
That's gross.
It happened around 5 p.m. on that Sunday at Lowe's in New Orleans, outside of New Orleans in Slidell. It was in Slidell. That's all I'm going to say. It was one of those tool sheds you've seen in front of Lowe's and Home Depot that show different storage options that they've got that you can order. And someone looked in through the window and saw a naked guy. So they called the cops, and the cops showed up. searched 4 or 5 sheds and found him lying on his back with his pants around his ankles, and there was an open tub of Vaseline next to him. They said he also had a, quote, electronic device with him, probably a phone, and he admitted he was pleasuring himself and watching YouTube. Didn't say whether he was streaming on YouTube or not, but there you go. Now, they didn't release his name or age because he's facing charges for obscenity. And so either he's really young or really old. Why wouldn't they release his age or his name? Is he a friend of the cop? I mean, it is Slidell, right?
I mean, I don't know. That's
So-
just.
So Slidell, that's kind of like, all the people you hear about in Florida, that they all like
that's
in
the Florida
Louisiana.
version of
That's
Louisiana?
yeah,
Gotcha.
I would say that.
That's
That's
Tangipahoa
so sad,
Parish.
That if there's going to be a story coming out of Louisiana about
Hey.
anyone like that, probably Slidell.
I got to tell y'all a
Slidell.
story about something that happened like that, real life, where I used to
And
work.
Kevin, that was the boo of the day.
Go ahead, Monica.
So one day, Patrick was walking back into where we used to work from lunch, and one of the other DJs was in their car, and they had the window cracked open. And, Patrick walked over to say hello and may have caught him self-pleasure.
Dude, go home, take a break.
I was like, no way, there's no way. And he was like, and Patrick was red, like he was so embarrassed, like he was like, babe, it's unbelievable. And I'm like, oh,
Why is he embarrassed?
Isn't that kind of like if a coworker asks you to look at something on their phone and all of a sudden there's a video?
yeah, but he
Yeah,
has no
yeah.
shame. Like he
You
has
had to
no
give
shame.
me the damn flashback.
No, and check
Unbelievable.
this out. Like while he's in the hospital,
Yeah.
like he's got his phone tight to his hand. Like, and he needs his charger in every hospital that he's been to these last couple of weeks. He wants his charger. And I'm like, you don't need your phone. Like it's just focus on your health.
Well, he's
no,
texting
I need my phone. I need
random
my phone.
people weird stuff.
And he's
Well, you
probably
delay-
still watching what he shouldn't be watching. Yes.
Tom sent me the 911 the other day. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell's
check
going
this
on
out.
here?
And he's probably surfing random Facebook pages trying to repost photos of people.
Well, and no, when we announced it was Emmett Smith's birthday, I texted him. I said, yo, are you awake, Tom? And he said, what are you doing, girl? And I said, just working, but I wanted you to call in because did you know it's Emmett Smith's birthday? And I put a bunch of laughing faces. He said, whatever. And I said, no, it really is.
He's
So-
probably not even awake.
Did he call you
Probably
girl?
went back. to
He
sleep.
always calls me
All
girl.
right, 5 minutes away from 9. This out
Like
of
he's a player.
Texas this morning. They had said that Carmelo Anthony could walk during graduation, but they've done a turnaround. Frisco track meet stabbing suspect Carmelo Anthony will not be allowed to be allowed at graduation for the ceremonies and will not be allowed to walk across the stage. I mean, he's been charged with
Good.
murdering another student,
Yes.
and they were going to let him walk?
Shouldn't.
I can't wait for the press conference. His handler is going to be like, see, they're a bunch of racists. That's why they're not letting him walk. No, he murdered somebody.
Right.
The hell's the matter with you people? Phew. All right, quick look at the weather this morning. Being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, shirts. They have a section of boots that are just $99 a pair. $99 for a pair of boots? Look, if you're looking for safety gear, steel toe boots, they've got those. Plus, they have furniture, appliances, and electronics, all with zero down financing. Find them at rigoutfitters.com. Scrub Outfitters is right next door to Rig Outfitters, and they have the largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles. Med Couture, Peaches, Healing Hands, Dickies, and others. Check them out today. They're on Facebook. And look, just a reminder, they have a huge selection of compression socks, comfortable shoes, and the equipment to go to work, of course, in the medical field. Scrub Outfitters, right next to Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Quick check of the weather, 86, and gradually clearing out. We do have 25-mile-an-hour winds today in southeast New Mexico. 25-mile-an-hour winds expected in Ruidoso. High temperature 68 and sunny skies. And in Albuquerque, wind will not be a factor, less than 15 miles an hour. High temperature today, sunny and 79. Let's take a break, get you updated with all the news, keep you updated with everything going on. Good news of the day on the way. News this morning being brought to you by WWRV times3.com, 988-0392. If you're working or living in Carlsbad, need a quiet place to park your RV, they have 162 RV sites, 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included for one low price, and that includes high-speed internet that's wired right to your hookup. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up. Go to the website and check them out, WWRV times3.com, 988-0392. We're coming right back. We're Beyond the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The number of measles cases in New Mexico remained the same on Tuesday at 71, but the number of cases in Texas has risen to 717. Gaines County, Texas still leads the nation with 405, but Terry County, Texas has now reported 60 cases, and Lubbock County has reported 52. In New Mexico, Lee County still has the highest number at 64. The 2025 NMAA State Golf Championships wrapped up on Tuesday afternoon, and there were several individual and team winners. Raymond Orozco of Lovington shot a 147 to take the second in the boys 4A division and helped the boys team from Lovington finish third. The Artesia boys team went one better and finished in second place in 4A. The Lovington girls team also took home a third place win. In the 3A division, Mason Hicks of New Mexico Military Institute shot a 144 and took home the first place trophy. The NIMI boys also finished in the third spot. In Lovington, commercial vehicles may soon be banned on the newly reconstructed Main Street. A proposed ordinance would enforce a posted truck route around the city on Commercial Street from US 82 on the north side of Lovington and New Mexico 18 on the southern end. Lovington commissioners are seeking input from residents on the issue. With temperatures climbing in the area, it's critically important to be aware of the danger of hot vehicles posed to young children, pets, and the elderly who may be unable to get out of the vehicle themselves. Parents and other caregivers must raise their awareness for the importance of never leaving children, pets, or the elderly in an unattended vehicle. With an outside temperature of just 80 degrees, the inside of a closed vehicle can quickly reach more than 110 degrees, according to research. Under the heat of spring or summer, it only takes 10 minutes for the temperature of any vehicle to rise about 20 degrees, and it can rise 45 to 50 degrees in a short time. Leaving a window open a crack or parking in the shade aren't sufficient safeguards. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Now for Kubota Orange Days, your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery in Roswell, is delivering the savings you need for the life you love. Join them for their special event all this week through Saturday, May 17th for exclusive deals on America's favorite compact tractors, zero turns, and more. Their factory-trained experts will be on hand to find you the perfect match with special Orange Days financing available only at Amigo Machinery in Roswell. W105 will be there live 11 to 1 with our own Blake Ovard. Come by to say hi and get a great deal on your next Kubota this Saturday 11 to 1 at Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer, 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's time to strike gold, black gold, at the core. The Black Gold Pickleball Tournament is back and hitting the courts May 31st and June 1st. Sign up by May 25th, just $25 for the tournament, plus $10 for each additional event. Core members get a $5 discount, and kids 13 to 17 can compete with parental consent. Dig in now at CoreHobbs.com and strike it rich at the Black Gold Pickleball Tournament at the Core May 31st and June 1st. Extract a win on the courts from the Core and your city of Hobbs.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
The Ugly Boot Sale is back at the Working Guys store. We're kicking it off just in time for Father's Day, clearing out over 500 pairs of work boots, prices as low as $49.99. And here's the kicker. Buy one pair, get $20 off the clearance price. Buy two pair, take $50 off. Buy three pair, and boom! You get $150 off the total clearance price. Name brands on sale. Hurry, sale ends soon at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at Ruidoso's free summer concert series, Under a Mountain Sky, kicking off Friday, May 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Wingfield Park. Enjoy live country and Americana music every week, all summer long. It's the perfect family-friendly event where you can enjoy laid-back evenings under the pavilion while your kids play in the open park. Whether you're a local or visiting, come celebrate community and great music with us. Check out the complete lineup of artists at discoverruidoso.com.
Get ready for some serious fun at the 4th Annual Turfs Flag Football Tournament, hosted by United Way of Lee County. Coming up Saturday, June 14th, 2025 at Hobbs High School's Watson Stadium. Gates open at 8 a.m., and it's a full day of excitement with food vendors, family fun, and a special appearance by football star Jadian High. Even better, it's all for an amazing cause. Every dollar raised supports the Hobbs Schools Crisis Fund, helping kids facing homelessness stay in school and succeed. Think you've got what it takes? Team registration is open now, but don't wait. The deadline to register is May 30th. Sign up your team, show your skills, and be part of something bigger than the game. That's the Turfs Flag Football Tournament, Saturday, June 14th at Watson Stadium. Football, food, fun, and giving back. Don't miss it. See you there.
This show is powered by Permian Ford. Stop by and see Daniel Bellis today.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Bee and the Breakfast Club, the radio version of Hooked on Phonics.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Text now 877-396-W105 to talk to Bee and the Breakfast Club.
On the next episode of Scenes from a Wedding Season.
Jeez, is everybody we know getting married this year?
Yep. So what are we giving Mark and Diana?
I'm still mad at her for getting drunk at our wedding and knocking over the cake. Most they're getting from us is $100.
But I'm in the bridal party.
And you had to pay $250 on a dress, a rental dress. I thought they only did that for tuxes. You know what? They're down to $75. What about Mike and April's next week?
Well, before he knew her, he hooked up with one of my bridesmaids at our wedding. On the dance floor. That creep gets maybe $75 from us.
But I've known the guy since I was 7.
He also tried to beat up the DJ for not playing the electric slide. I hate that song. We're giving them $50, maybe less.
Fine. We also have Eric and Janice later this month.
Ugh, I forgot about that one. How do we know them again?
Friends of Mark and Diana's. $20 Walmart gift card. Max!
It is wedding season. Get ready for it. 906 KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM. Also KWES 93.5 Ruidoso and KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our friends. If you're driving on 128, Twin Wells Fuel Station's the perfect place. Exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up with unleaded, diesel, DEF value. They've got it all. And don't forget, they accept credit cards, fleet cards, and debit cards. Be safe out there. And if you're driving on 128 and need fuel, exit on Buck Jackson Road. Head to the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Daniel Radcliffe joining the cast of a new NBC comedy this fall. Wait, he does comedy? He's going to be alongside Tracy Morgan.
Oh yeah,
Daniel Radcliffe does.
He
comedy?
is actually
That's
pretty.
a first.
No, it's not.
Is
He's
it?
done it for a while, and he's actually pretty good. His comedic
Really?
timing is good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Thanksgiving Day tradition for the NFL in Dallas. And this year, the Cowboys
Kansas
hosting Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
What happened the last time they played on Thanksgiving? Didn't they play like a few years ago, and it was kind of a wild Thanksgiving? I mean, not as wild as Miami when the whole touchdown thing happened, but I thought I could be wrong.
So,
Usually
did you
it's
guys see the Cannes Film Festival had to put in new wardrobe rules because supposedly some of the transgenders were taking things to a whole new level?
No.
Yeah, they forced Halle Berry to change what she was wearing into another outfit.
Wow. No.
And Heidi Klum pushed the boundaries and evidently got away with it. Things were popping out all over the place.
Why are they making her change that?
Well, they forced her to change.
Interesting.
They're like, you got to get it. You got to go home and change. It's like wearing a Make America Great shirt to school. No, you have to change that. Get on home and change that. Robert Benton, 3-time Oscar-winning director, screenwriter, best known for Kramer versus Kramer, died. He was 92 years of age. Did you see the Border Patrol seized 150,000 packs of illegal cigarettes?
Really?
Wow.
From a cruise passenger in California. Coming back from Mexico. I'm gonna be honest with you. Back in the day, I used to go to Mexico and I had a little store. I sold nachos and hot dogs, and I'd bring back them cigarettes.
You want to freak out customs? Go to Mexico and bring back bottles of vanilla, like not the little ones, but like a quart bottle.
Yeah.
You really want to
bring back more than one of those?
Bring back
like
bologna.
Oh yeah, but
What?
I had like 4 of those one time. I was bringing back one for my sister, one for my brother, one for my mom, and one for me. And I was bringing them back, and the customer's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's vanilla." Well, why do you have that? I like to cook.
Yeah.
Personal consumption.
Yeah.
That's like,
I'm
you
it's
know,
not on a
with all
list.
these 150,000 packs of cigarettes, I'd be, it's for personal use.
Chain smoking.
I need them.
Yeah, it's for me, just for me. Holly Holmes to box in June. She's going to be part of, I guess, Jake Paul's fighting again.
Oh, Lord.
So she's going to be on
He's
the
gonna fight a
Jake
girl?
Paul Most Valuable Promotions card. So she is switching from UFC to boxing, and she is going to fight the Mexican fighter Yolanda Vega. Now, Yolanda Vega
She's
is a badass.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be, the main card for Jake Paul's fight will be a bout against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So wait. Jake Paul is fighting Cesar. Look, Julio Chavez Cesar Jr. is not like Senior.
No.
That's number one.
No.
And he's old.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting all these old dudes?
Well, you know the answer to that.
Oh, because he can't.
Right. I mean, look.
But people can.
He can fight.
He's a decent fighter.
His guard sucks, but he can fight. But he can't go against any top-rated boxer.
Right.
Nah. I mean, he was giving Carmelo all kind of crap. I was like, Carmelo will whip your ass.
Oh yeah.
And he would be giving up a lot of weight. Carmelo would be giving up a lot of weight, but he'd still whip your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he's evolved. He's a better fighter than he was 10 years ago. The older he got, the better he got.
Right.
Looks like Hillary Clinton being slammed for accusing Trump for pay-to-play over the Qatar luxury jet. And then people were like, really? Didn't you guys get like all kind of stuff from Saudi Arabia? In fact, didn't Bill get a helicopter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not much of a hypocrite, huh? Just a little bit.
Well, look, there's no bigger hypocrites on the planet than those on the far left.
Right.
All of them.
No doubt.
All of them.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Bill got all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They were pretty gifted. All right, here's that story about Ben and Jerry's. So the founder of Ben and Jerry's is the guy that was at the Capitol yelling and screaming. His name is Ben Cohen. So I knew I'd seen that story somewhere, but he was yelling. This is what he was yelling: RFK kills people with hate. RFA kills people with hate.
Okay.
He kills people with hate. Has anybody ever died from hate?
No, but they've died from eating too much ice cream.
Correct.
I'm telling you. All that damn sugar in Ben and Jerry's. You don't even have sugar-free. What's the matter with you guys? All right, Monica, it's 9:13, 13 after 9.
All right. Jeff from Hobbs says, hey, B, that's Canelo, not Carmelo.
I'm sorry, Canelo.
And hey, give Jake Paul some credit. Canelo turned him down after Canelo signed the contract, so Canelo got scared, said Tom Lover too.
I'm not buying that.
No, look, Jake Paul, like I said, he's a decent
He's a
fighter.
great marketer.
He is a great
He is a great marketer.
He and his brother are very good at that kind of stuff.
Right.
They are.
And
They
he's
are
a
great marketers.
decent fighter, but he's not anywhere near top tier.
No.
Look, if he would be top tier, he would go, look, I want to climb the ranks and I want to win a belt. But it's not about winning a belt. It's about making money. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
if you watch the Tyson fight, you know that. I mean, it
that
was so
rigged.
obvious.
Right.
That was like WWE.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It was orchestrated.
Yeah. I want to wish my son, Jarius Rodriguez, a happy 17th birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love you. I'm going to change your name to Jarius's parent. Linda in Carlsbad said, on theme songs, anything by Dominic Frontier. Blake is right. There are a few memorable theme songs. Anymore. Mitchell from Lubbock said, here's a new age theme song, the one from Suits. Twin Peaks, said another texter. Mr. Ed. This texter sent in like a whole top 10. Most of them have been said except for Peter Gunn, Inspector Gadget, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Jeffersons says TW. And thank you all for the great birthday. I'm turning the big 40. Love listening to y'all.
Oh, happy birthday. Welcome to the 40 and over club.
Monica's secret admirer says it's a matter of time before Tom sends Monica a booby pic. Listen, y'all. I've seen the boobies. I've seen the booty. I've seen his whole backside.
Tom's gonna be like, look at these. They're bigger than yours.
I have not seen that stuff. I mean, and I don't think I ever will. But whenever they were getting him into the wheelchair or whatever, I was in there and he just. I mean, of course, Tom's in and out of it, so he could care less who's looking at him, what he's showing, and he's. I said, "Oh, pull up your boxers." And he's like, huh? So pull him up. I saw the booty. I've seen everything. He's like my Theo, honestly.
I'm
Makes
sorry.
me want to cry.
I'm going to
bit.
apologize to you for him.
No, you're good.
Well, what boxers? I got tidy whities on.
And jokingly, like whenever he was, good, I told him, I said, you showed me your booty and everything. He's like, yeah, right. I said, I swear, you mooned me. He's like, no, I didn't. I said, okay, you didn't do it on purpose.
That's a big old moon.
Something you can
Damn
never
sure is.
unsee.
Look, dude needs to put some lotion all over his body. I will tell y'all that. Dude is ashy. So y'all got
He
something
needs
else.
to get some damn coconut oil. and
Y'all
just
got something to clown.
put some of that
Did you have
on
an
in the
exorcism
shower.
after?
He gives a whole new meaning to ashy ass. Like he is
Well,
ashy.
you know what? New Mexico the climate just sucks.
Yep.
All the
It's
moisture
horrible.
out of your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
So, I have learned through the years when I'm in New Mexico,
Yep.
I get me a big bottle of coconut oil.
Mm-hmm.
And after I take a shower, I just put that coconut oil on, then dry off.
Yep.
And so that
I think
coconut oil
you did tell me.
moisturizes.
Because you remember when I first started, whenever I was sitting on that other side, on the same side you're on,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at his skin one day and I was like, how does this man's skin look so good? Like better than mine.
Coconut oil.
And that's what
You're-
you said.
you're
It
a
was coconut
model.
oil. Hey, before I forget, I want to say hi to this girl that I met yesterday. Her name is Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Nancy.
If you're listening,
Well, I
I
hope
just
you have a
want to
good
tell
day,
you,
Nancy.
thanks for being a listener to W105.
So,
Hey, we
I hope you have a
appreciate
good one.
all of our listeners, and
Seriously.
we got several remotes coming up, and we're more than happy when you come out and meet us because we like to put
Yeah,
faces
please.
to names too.
Please do. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back. Good news of the day on the way. Tradio still to come, and I can hear the music down the street from my house.
Yes, we can.
And my wife is. I'm just like I'm not. I still don't feel good, but I'll see what I can do. Fenn's Country Market. Don't forget Fenn's and Artesia. They've got all the big savings going on right now. It's the markdown madness, including sirloin cut pork chops, $1.49 a pound, cooked shrimp, $6.99 a pound, split fryer breast, just $1.69 a pound, top sirloin steak, $6.99 a pound. Produce department, get the extra large grapes, $1.99 a pound. Cucumbers, 3 for $1. Get 5 avocados, 5-count bag for $2.99. Hot House bell peppers, 99 cents each. Split top white bread, get it for $1.86 a pound. And then you go to the deli and get the get the deli specials, including the lemon pepper turkey for $7.49 a pound, or the Virginia smoked or off the bone ham for $4.99 a pound. You can also find all the refreshments you will ever need, like Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, and other flavors. 20-pack, 12-ounce cans for just $12.99. Get it today at Fenn's Country Market. We're taking a break. We're coming back. Good news of the day is up next. It's already 9:19. We're Beyond the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments about the power of lower courts to block presidential orders, in this case, in order to end birthright citizenship.
This was added to the calendar at the last minute, so this is highly unusual. This case gets to the Supreme Court as a birthright citizenship case, but it is about that broader question of whether these district court judges, there's 600 to 700 of them at any one time, can actually have the power to shut down a policy nationwide.
Fox Chief Legal Correspondent Shannon Bream. Walmart says there will be higher prices on some items starting later this month to cover costs from the president's new import tariffs.
There are certain items, certain categories of merchandise that we're dependent upon to import from other countries. And prices of those things are likely going to go up, and that's not good for consumers.
Walmart Chief Financial Officer John David Rainey there on Wall Street this morning. Stocks are trading lower. America's listening to Fox News.
Pharmacy 575 is excited to welcome nurse practitioner Jessica Barrera to their team. From primary care to minor injuries, she is ready to care for our community. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are preferred. Offering the My Daily Medication program with pre-dose packaging, wellness consultations, weight loss plans, and more. Go see Pharmacy 575 at 305 East Sanger, Suite 600, or call 575-263-2908. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Pharmacy 575. Your health, their priority.
National Furniture Liquidators Power Buys. Exceptional value and quality at the best price. 5-piece queen bedroom and exceptional buy at just $4.98. Sectional with storage case and pull-out bed just $5.99. 7-piece dining room unheard of at just $2.97. Ashley brand reclining sofa or love seat just $4.86 each piece. Power buys throughout the entire store, plus great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators when it comes to value. value, quality and selection.
Nobody beats Shorty.
This is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Right, your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, man, turn that down. Where's my keys?
Hey, what's the rush?
I'm headed to the JC to sign up for some classes.
What's the hurry? We barely graduated.
I heard classes are filling up.
So what, you're gonna be a scientist or something?
Man, I could be a welder, police officer, barber, or maybe even a nurse. They make bank.
Yeah, right.
They even have audio and video classes for you.
Really? Hold up. Let me get my keys and I'll drive.
Just roll on out to New Mexico Junior College and register at nmjc.edu today.
The Ugly Boot Sale is back at the Working Guys store. We're kicking it off just in time for Father's Day, clearing out over 500 pairs of work boots. Prices as low as $49.99. And here's the kicker. Buy one pair, get $20 off the clearance price. Buy two pair, take $50 off. Buy three pair, and boom! You get $150 off the total clearance price. Name brands on sale. Hurry, sale ends soon at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
The City of Hobbs is now hiring for summer seasonal positions. If you're 16 years or older, this is your chance to join a great team. Apply online today at hobbsnm.org or call 575-397-8071 or 575-397-9230 for more info. Get ready for a fun, rewarding summer experience in your own community. It all happens here in Hobbs, so come be a part of a great team for the summer with your City of Hobbs. The City of Hobbs is an equal opportunity employer and a drug and smoke-free workplace.
This Lovington Sports Report is brought to you by Norley Hospital District. United in service, trusted for life.
Lovington Medical Clinic offers extended hours for your convenience. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with same-day or next-day appointments for your minor injuries, minor illnesses, and minor wounds. Call us today at 575-396-6611 to schedule your next appointment.
Blake Ovard, MTD Radio. We're talking to Lovington boys baseball coach Tris Cruz. Coach, it was a heartbreaking loss to Albuquerque Academy. So give us a wrap up on the season.
We got out of what we put into it. It was one of our things that we went into it with our heads high. We had a struggling season from last year. Ended up getting a lot of kids back senior-wise. I was able to win way more games than we did last year. So that's always a good thing. I think we ended the season on a 13-15, entered the playoffs with a 500 record. So that's always good. We want to send out our seniors in a good fashion. We hit a roadblock with Albuquerque Academy. We knew they were a good team coming in as the 3 seed, and we battled. We went into we had a game plan going into it. We just didn't make the crucial hits. We put the ball in play pretty well. Game 1, it got away from us a little bit. They ended up run ruling us. Game 2, we went into it with our number 1 pitcher, and he gave us a good chance to win. We left too many people on base. When they did the stats at the end of the game, we left 7 runners on base. But it's just one of those things where that's how baseball goes.
This Lovington Wildcat Sports Report was brought to you by Norley Hospital District. United in service, trusted for life.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Short on wind, long on opinion.
And I'm going to mispronounce. I'm not going to even try.
Be in the Breakfast Club.
All right, 9:25. Let's get updated with the good news of the day, being brought to you by Herschel, Ruston, Hayes, Avenue D, and Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. He can take care of all of that. He's right across the street from Bob's in Lovington, or simply call 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So here's an update. A cop in New York named Jared DeSalvo, you might remember, he saved a dog from the East River in March. And now that dog has a forever home. The NYPD announced that after 6 weeks, no one came forward to claim the dog. So the officer that saved her adopted her. He's got 2 young kids, so it kind of worked out pretty good. And in related news, 2 cops in New Jersey showed up just in time to save a drowning dog from a backyard pool on Saturday. It turned out that the pit bull had gotten loose earlier in the day and the owner didn't know where it was. and he went to the police station that night to thank both the cops in person because it was one of those pools that didn't have steps, so the dog couldn't get out. And how's this for instant karma, Kevin? Someone at a convenience store in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, well, they found a $100 bill on the counter, and they could have just kept it, but they told the cashier to hang on to it in case the person who left it came back looking for it. A few minutes later, that person bought a lottery ticket and immediately won $1 million. They told lottery officials their philosophy is, if you take something that's not yours, you will never get your own. How is that for good news? So remember, only take what you deserve. And that is the good news of the day.
All right, 9:27, wrap up the text, Monica, and Tradio's coming up next.
All right. B, you say it's wedding season, but no, hell no, it is not for me. It's not and never will be, says Smokey in Arizona. And Monica Hader says, well, when Tom's wearing his tighty whities, he has the fastest underwear around because he's got his racing stripes on it.
That's
And
just the streaks.
That's it for the text line.
Man, y'all are cold. Y'all are cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
That's for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so we'll give you an update tomorrow. I'll see if I can get in touch with Tom tonight. Well, this afternoon at some point. And so when I call him, I always say, "You still alive?"
You naked? That's what I'm
He would expect nothing more out of me. You still alive, bro? Come on. It's cold. Well, I mean, you've been in 3 hospitals in less than 2 weeks. I mean,
Well, we want to know if it's really him talking on the phone or if it's AI.
it could be.
You would never know
It
how
could
to
be.
do.
Yeah, well, when he's calling 911 to people, I want to know what the hell's going on.
Well, I'm going to give y'all a mental picture, okay? He's got his taped glasses. He hopefully, in Jesus' name, his family has taken him for a haircut, but hair is long.
One hand phone, one hand busy.
One hand's got his phone. The other hand, he's telling you what to do with it, like doing his little fingers, whatever. But hopefully, I definitely miss the guy. Miss him a lot.
So
but
hopefully
I
he'll
want
be
him to be
back
better.
in a week or so. But he's got to get his shite together
Yes.
and be compliant and take his medication. That's for
Yes.
sure. All 28 of them.
Listen.
You got to take all.
Listen to the doctors. Do what they say.
Yeah, you didn't go to medical school for a reason. So, God bless you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Tradio is coming up next with the award-winning Russ Black. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. They can take care of all your air conditioning issues. If you've got problems with your AC not putting out like it's supposed to be, and then the 100-degree days come, and you've got major problems. Look, they offer financing on new units, and Enrique Rocha is the guy we call when we have problems with our AC. 575-631-1999. Call him today. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll see you tomorrow for the Friday edition of Being the Breakfast Club. Tradio up next.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The number of measles cases in New Mexico